I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin. Yeah. I'm okay.
John, no. Arrivederci. Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. And welcome, this is your first time. I'm Easy. That's at Speakeasy Sports _ make sure you follow. That's at SpinMoRax.
What up, though?
SPENMORAX.
Yes.
Make sure you follow him. That's at the real Chris Platte.
Yes,
It's
sir.
just Platte.
Yes, sir.
Chris is spelled Bitch. Make sure you guys get that one out.
Platte. Like plate with an extra T and an E.
Chris Plate. Good shot. The one and only JB Smooth. That's at JB up next. Make sure you guys give him a follow. Follow us on WoodwardSports.com. Follow us on Woodward. I ain't gonna give myself in trouble. Hit the like button. 5-star review on podcast platforms. Sad news? Solemn news? A solemn work of that situation?
What?
Is Jahmyr Gibbs out?
Oh, yeah.
Sam Laporta did go. He did the walkthrough today.
Brian Branch is out.
Brian Branch is out. Actually, Chris, throw it up there. We have the injury updates for Detroit Lions.
Throw it up.
As of 4 o'clock today, officially came out. Detroit Lions. I can't see that.
Yeah,
He's
Brian
out.
Branch out. Jahmyr Gibbs out. Jonah Jackson out. Zonovan Knight and James Mitchell and Emmanuel Mosley and Josh Pascal all out, while Khalil Dorsey and Sam Laporta are listed as questionable.
Oof. Some positive news, though. I guess the 21-day window officially opened up for Josh Pascal to come back, so hopefully he'll be there soon. I kind of expected the Brian Branch stuff. Jahmyr Gibbs, there was a report that he had a practice yesterday.
Yeah.
I felt good about that, but obviously he's out.
Tim Twentyman said Sam Laporta is going to play, so that's good.
Yes, that is good. And I mean, we need him. Sam Laporta for so many extra reasons that we'll get into today as we break down the game. But before we hop into the Detroit Lions talk, because obviously you guys know football rules. We're going to talk about that all damn show. We got to talk about that jersey you're wearing right now, Spinny. The Detroit Red Wings make their season debut last night.
Yes, and they lost. Unfortunately, they lost, but it's nothing to hang your head about. The Devils are a very good team. They played them tough. They were in the Devils' house for their season opener. And, yeah, they came up a goal short, but we saw a good showing from some of the new guys. Sprong got a goal. DeBrincat got a goal. It was good to see. The defense looked all right, but like I said, the Devils are a very good team. Jack Hughes is a very talented player. He was the best player on the ice last night. They had a bunch of power play opportunities, which you would assume, going on the road into New Jersey, they're going to get the edge for power plays, and they had the best player on the ice. And the Red Wings held as long as they could, but they ended up losing 4-3. That 6.5 went over. JB, I told you to hit that. I hope you did.
I did.
There you go. There you go.
We also told you guys to take the over. I'm sorry, the cover. Thursday Night Football too.
Yes.
Make sure. I hope you guys did that one. And the over on the Red Wings. Who impressed you most last night that you didn't expect of the Red Wings when you watched back?
I don't know. It was a good all around game. Ville Husso looked pretty good, but he didn't get the win. Mo Sider still looks like he's easing back into it a little bit. Comfer looked good. Obviously, DeBrincat looked good. He was making a lot of plays, zipping around the ice and making things happen. I liked what I saw out of Sprong. There was a lot of guys to take a lot of things from, but we're Tampa Bay's coming in on Saturday, so we got to get the win there.
Yes, sir. Tampa Bay's also the Detroit Lions are facing again. We'll get into that one. You have on the prep sheet, Russ is cooked.
Yeah,
and it's true.
Russell Wilson sucks.
Dunzo. The Broncos may be dunzo, at least for like the formidable future. I mean, like
Russell Wilson is cooked. Sean Payton is washed. It's all downhill for the Broncos. Sean Payton's going to lose more games than Nathaniel Hackett did.
I'm kind of curious to hear from like an actual Broncos fan, like how long do you expect this thing to take, and do you have faith in Sean Payton leading the way? Because now you see him selling off pieces. Jerry Jeudy, did you see the Steve Smith going at him last night?
No, what did he say?
Oh, you didn't see that?
No.
Oh, I've seen the video to Chris. So Steve Smith he has a podcast, and just like as we do, you have to be critical of like guys that aren't playing well. You can't just sit here and like bullshit. You're like, yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs has been great out there. All those 100-yard games, fucking great. Every time he scored, I saw a rainbow pop up and unicorns fly out of his asshole. No, you got to be real about it.
Yeah.
So, but he was a little bit. It's Steve Smith. He's passionate, and I guess he was a little bit extra during his criticism of Jerry Jeudy. So he went to apologize to him, and essentially Jerry Jeudy told him to fuck off. And
damn.
Yeah. Twice, and theatrically, if you will. So Steve Smith replied back live on NFL Network, called him a jag, just a guy. And if any other team called him and asked if they should trade for Jerry Jeudy, he would tell them no. He's not a good player. He doesn't take criticism well. He's uncoachable, and then he was just going in. And he's like, back to you guys in the studio.
Like on air?
On air.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's hype. That's hype. Steve Smith's always been a real one, man.
Damn.
He never, I don't know, he never holds his punches. He's always been like that, so shout out to him.
Definitely never holds punches. Out there swinging back in the day.
Didn't he say, too, like, you're just forgettable or something like that? Like, you're going to be forgotten. Nobody cares about you. Like, it was wild. It was wild. I've seen
Lucas,
pieces of it.
You did a segment on this morning.
Yeah, shit was wild. I love it, though. Steve Smith just preaches facts. And especially after Judy kind of, like, tried dissing him, it's like, that's the last, dude. Steve Smith was just a professional trash talker, let alone a top 10 wide receiver in NFL history. So he's going to out-trash talk you, and his resume is about to be 10 times longer than yours ever would be. So it's just Jerry Judy. Pipe down.
Yeah.
Pipe down. Take the L and just pipe down.
That's fair.
Three catches for 14 yards was a performance he backed it up with, too.
Yeah, that's the part that you
proved him right.
Yeah, you don't help yourself when you go out there and that's the performance you put up. I do the video in Slack if you want to get that downloaded, Chris. But I have a question, I guess, for the room. Is that unprofessional, though, by Steve Smith to, like, just dog him like that on the NFL Network?
Well, you said when he dogged him at first, it was on his, like, personal podcast, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it might not be the best taste, but you can't say it's not professional. Like, it's his podcast. He would have done it on, like, NBC or whatever, Prime.
I'm talking about last night's performance, so that was on NFL Network.
Yeah, but he wasn't really. He was more responding to it, and I thought he was kind of just being straight up about it. I didn't really think there was anything personal that he said.
Yeah, if it was definitely awkward.
Yeah, you could tell he was heated.
Yeah, I could tell the guy next to him he didn't know what to say, and like Steve is like he's alpha.
Yeah,
and there's no way he's calling him down either. So he just sit there, just like, or he's just looking at him actually. Chris, you can just play it whenever you get it. Cause
I got you. Give me
it should
one
be in
second.
downloads, Chris. I was playing it this morning.
Yeah, I got it here. It'll be just 1 second.
But for Jerry Judy to follow it up with a 14-yard performance.
Did you see him before the game too, like dancing around?
Yeah.
He's a Jag.
Hey, he is. He's a Jag.
He's a Jag.
I thought he was going to be nice coming out of college
Me
too.
too.
Like I thought him and CeeDee Lamb, like they were going to be pushing. I thought Jerry Judy was going to be like a copy clone of Calvin Ridley.
Yeah. Nope.
I really had any expectations for them. If anything, it was what CD is now. I thought Jerry would be like the same. You know what I'm saying? Just like athletic and good at everything, but not great at any one thing, you know?
Jerry was just so nasty route running wise coming out of college, and he's so explosive.
Here goes go ahead. Oh, here goes the clip from Steve Smith.
A short while ago, Broncos wide receiver Jerry Judy was walking by, and Steve called out to him, and he got a different reaction.
I called out to him because on my podcast, Cut to It, I just talked about guys that maybe have not showed up in a way or in a manner. And so the word that I've used to describe him in the past was a jag, just a guy.
Just a guy.
And so when I saw him, he's playing well. I wanted to say to him face to face, like, hey, I know I said some things in the past I probably shouldn't have, and I'm sorry. That's what I wanted to say to him. His response, Mike Robb and Bucky, was ninja.
Ninja.
Yes, I'm using the word ninja. I'm just using the word ninja. I don't mess with you. And it was a curse word. And so I was like, all right. And then he repeated it. So I'll say it again. I'm sorry that I said you were a jag, just a guy who's an average wide receiver they use a first-round pick on that isn't doing anything. I hope today that you actually show up in a way that you haven't showed up in the last couple of years since they drafted you. So if you ever got a problem with Agent 89, I'm sorry for saying that you're an average wide receiver that they eventually will move on. And when teams call me and asking, should they trade for you, I will say no, don't trade for Jerry Judy because he's mentally unable to handle constructive criticism from people who watch specifically, can he be a wide receiver? He could be a wide receiver. He's a tier 3. Go back into the studio. I'm done now. Thank you.
Brett?
Do a mic down and everything. Damn. George Pittman, you'll be back, man. You can't be spamming the chat like that. Come on now.
Yeah, you can't be doing that.
Come on, fam. This is out of pocket. Are the Chiefs good, though? Because they covered the spread. Like, literally on the number. Mm-hmm. But are they struggling all year?
Mahomes got another interception called back from a bullshit penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was egregious.
And, like, they don't look good. I love how everybody's like, oh, but they got a defense. Watch out for their defense. It's really good now.
Chiefs?
Yeah, they played the Bears, the Vikings, and now the Broncos.
Yeah.
I hope their defenses look good. And when they played the Vikings, Justin Jefferson got hurt.
Yeah.
So their defense better look good, and they still only beat them by 1 score.
Yeah.
Like, this is not the Chiefs team that we are used to seeing. They're going to lose in the first round of the playoffs.
I want to say there's a little bit of like, because there's always like context like division games. I feel like you never really know how those are going to turn out. But like you said, the rest of the games are kind of like, they're definitely not what they are. And it made me think one thing. Maybe we address it later. I don't want to turn to like an actual topic, not this early, but if we're seeing a different version of Patrick Mahomes, the guy that we've always like given the pass to be like the exception of like quarterbacks and quarterback contracts and everything above. Again, he doesn't throw the ball right mechanically. Never sits in the pocket. He just does whatever he wants and it works. But if we're seeing a difference and a decline in Patrick freaking Mahomes in the absence of Eric Bieniemy, you got Jared Goff without Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
You got to get worried. That's what I thought, obviously, because you know how I am. But my Lord and Savior Jared Goff, I apologize for questioning your abilities. But
That shit's so funny.
but that's what made me think a little bit, though. I was just like, Patrick Mahomes without Bieniemy is looking different.
Yeah.
Like, what is this going to look like? What's coming at $50 million?
We'll see.
I think he's going to get that $50 million.
But yeah, that offense has not looked good. Not looked good since Bieniemy left.
Not at all. Do we have the picture of the George Kittle thing? Because that was legendary.
No, I don't think so. But George Kittle wearing a "Fuck Dallas" shirt under his jersey after he won, or he scored 3 touchdowns on them. They blew him out. He got fined $13,659.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. That's more than
I make
all
in
of
a
us.
year.
Yeah, more than everybody in this room makes in a month.
Yeah,
That's
combined.
wild. He's
Times 3.
Times
three,
yeah,
honestly.
that was a hammer drop by NFL. Is we gotta protect America's team. That shit's dope, bro. Everybody hates the Cowboys. People love seeing that shit. Like,
Do you see what J-Ron Kerr said about it too? Because Micah Parsons put out that he was like, "Oh, it's personal." I see. And J-Ron Kerr, who was with the Lions, and people forget about that, but he was like, "Yeah, should have never have happened. If we let him in the end zone, they can do whatever the fuck they want."
Yeah,
Check Slack, Chris.
All right.
Uh-oh.
yeah. Micah Parsons is just soft for that. Oh, it's personal now. Every game should be personal. You're fighting for your life out there. You should go. That's a division, or not a division, but a conference rival.
Yeah. I mean, I love for it to be personal. That just gets you going.
Yeah, but
Gets people
I'm with Curse on that.
Gets the people
when they whoop
going.
your ass like that on national television,
Should be
they can do
personal.
whatever the hell they want.
That's facts. And it's crazy, too, like, George Kittle's being so confident in, like, the 49ers in that matchup to wear that shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was pre-planned. Like, did he plan on catching 3 touchdowns? Because he did. You know what I'm saying? Did he know that was coming?
I don't know. He must have told Purdy, hey, hit me with a couple.
That's like something like it's almost like fictional. It's something out of a movie.
That's fucking dope, dude.
Yeah, you know what? We might have to put those up in the Woodward Sports merch store because I just personally hate the Cowboys
Yeah,
myself.
me too.
Yeah.
Not a big
Or do
Cowboys
one
fan.
for the Bears.
Yeah, do one for the Bears.
Fuck the Bears. Absolutely. I
F the
will.
Bears.
And the Packers.
And the Packers.
And the Vikings. There's 3 right there.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy no one like cares about the Vikings?
Nobody cares about the
Is that
Vikings.
weird?
The Vikings.
Have you ever
are-
once in your life hated the Vikings? the
Neil
way you
hates
hate
the Vikings.
Oh, I
Neil
hate
hates
the,
the
I hate
Vikings.
the Vikings too.
You hate the Vikings?
I hate Kirk Cousins.
I hate.
Chill on Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
It's
chill.
I there's nothing against him as a human being. Like, he's an excellent father, obviously. Now,
Yeah.
he is cringy. Like, he's annoying. So
He's
I take
very
that back.
cringy.
But I'm sure
Very
he's a
cringy.
great father figure. That's great. So I'm not going to hate on him as a human. But I don't like watching him on a TV screen. I sure as hell don't like watching him go mid for mid every year.
Yeah.
I do agree, and obviously you guys know my reputation when it comes to even our quarterback here. I hate when like mid to good quarterbacks get those like elite contracts. It drives me fucking bananas. I hate it.
Or like when
Kirk
Case
Cousins is one of
Keenum
those
was
too.
good there. Remember that year? That year, like, I hated that because the Lions were like on the verge of making the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then it was like around Thanksgiving time they played Case Keenum, the Minnesota Vikings, and Case Keenum looked like an absolute fucking monster.
Burns says not worried every team that loses to the Dan Campbell Lions ends up broken and falling apart afterwards. Check the record. Don't lose to us.
Hey,
Lions broke the Chiefs. You heard it here first.
taking kneecaps and pride.
Let me tell you guys about Big Boy. Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. It's burger time. Try the best cheeseburger or our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Craving chicken? Try Dolly's chicken sandwich or turn up the heat with Bob's hot chicken sandwich. Upgrade your fries to our chili cheese or loaded baked potato fries. And save room for dessert because they got Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake or satisfy your sweet tooth with our funnel cake fries. All that and more at Big Boy.
Easy. Tell us about Feldman.
Feldman Chevrolet is Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer with 18 locations. A Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the nearest location towards you. Since 1996, Feldman's offered you the best car buying experience. They got the first class, speed, convenient, and everything else. It's called the Feldman Advantage. Watch Woodward Sports and catch Woodward Sports live at the Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. We'll be right back.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Do you have football in the brain? Fall ushers in college professional football, and this year's going to be awesome. Wicked awesome. Fall is the perfect time to shop your home and auto insurance. Shop like a pro with Swiss Insurance. They cover Woodward Sports and be covering you too. Give Mark a call at 248-800-4177 or visit SwissINS.com.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Double rip.
What up, though? Welcome back to the World Heavyweights live on WoodSports.com. I'm your boy Easy, joined my guy Spin More Rex.
What up, though?
Young Chris, JB Smooth, Lucas Klotz, waiting in the wings. We're filling in for Spinny here in a couple minutes. But before Spinny goes, we got to do it. It's a tradition of ours, if you will. By the numbers. By the numbers. Breaking down the Detroit Lions versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers by the numbers. Key stats that play in a crucial part in the game. Yeah. Spinny, I'm going to let you lead it off. JB, drop that beat, fam.
I got a couple real good ones for you.
Okay.
My first one, by the numbers.
By the numbers.
446.5. Jared Goff, in his career against the Bucs, averages 446.5 passing yards per game.
What?
446.5 passing yards per game versus the Tampa Bay Bucs.
He's had to play them once.
2 games.
446 yards
per game versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for Jared Goff in his career.
That is absolutely insane.
First game he had 517, I believe, and then his second game he had 345 or something like that.
What in the actual fuck?
Yeah.
Oh.
What years was that?
Jared Goff.
Lord and Savior.
Lord and Savior.
Hail be to Goff.
Hail be to Goff. 446.5 yards per game.
Wow.
For Jared Goff against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in his career.
I mean, it's a work of a God. Some may say it's a work of a God. I have a number for you, Spinny. And I dropped it a little bit yesterday. Brought it back up in the chat during the morning show. But 4.9 yards per carry is what this Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense is giving up against the run. And guess who has? Let me be correct on this one. A top 10 rushing attack on offense.
I think it's the Detroit Lions.
It's the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, buddy.
David Montgomery is gonna be having a field day. Now I know we're out Jonah Jackson, but we got a big D. We got a Grant Glasgow. We got a top 2 center in the league in Frank Ragnow. David Montgomery is going to have himself a day.
Yeah.
Detroit Lions, I know we're down a couple people. We're down a couple receivers specifically. But this offense is based off the run, predicated off the run. And we're going to do just that come this Sunday.
I like that. By the numbers.
By the numbers.
Here's mine. It's going along with your theory.
Okay.
100%.
100%.
David Montgomery has scored a touchdown in every single career game he's played against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh. Now, how many games is that?
1. that one's a little
Never
troll.
lost.
But he has
Never lost.
You have to take the field against the Bucks and not score a touchdown. That's all I'm saying.
That is fair.
But it's only one game.
That is fair. By the numbers. JB, you got any? Do you want to get on this?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Actually, my number actually goes right along with yours. Easy as well too. It's 3, as in 3 yards per carry for the Bucks. Dead last in the NFL.
Wow.
AG already came out and said, hey, he knows his team and he knows that they are committed to the run. So you're going to see a little bit of a good sign of play action from that. So the Lions have allowed 3.3 yards per their rush defense.
Nice.
3rd best in the NFL.
All right, here's a real number. The first 2 are kind of jokes, but this one is real. By the numbers.
By the numbers.
5. The Detroit Lions have 5 players on their team who have over 4 yards per carry when toting the rock. 5 guys on their team that have over 4 yards per carry when they're running the ball. So Tampa Bay better be ready.
They better be ready, punks. How about this? Detroit Lions have the 17th best pass defense in the league. Teams are averaging, I think it's like 217 yards a game against 224 yards against Detroit Lions. Now that number is a little bit skewed because of the number that JB mentioned to you. The Detroit Lions are the 3rd best run defense in the entire league right now. Teams absolutely cannot run the ball, haven't been able to run the ball against Detroit Lions. So they may be ranked 17th against the pass, but it's also because that's the only thing these offenses are capable of doing. They have to pass in these games. They've been down by the first quarter in half of these games. Detroit Lions pass defense still doing a job. I don't care if they're ranked 17th, and we'll see it tested against Mike Evans in the Mayfield.
Yeah. Justin from North Carolina says, by the numbers.
By the numbers.
Last time the Lions played the Bucks, they lost 47-7. And that was in 2020.
Come on. All right, you know what? I'll rebuttal that one. Last time the creamsicle jerseys were worn, and Detroit Lions played the Bucks in them, Lions won 27-0.
There you go.
In Tampa Bay.
By the numbers.
By the numbers. Chris?
My number is 1 because the Lions are 4-0 in games that they get 1 or more turnovers, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers average 2.5 turnovers per game. So this is a team that does turn the ball over quite a bit, and the Lions are able to force turnovers, and that's been a key to their victories for wins. That's the only game they didn't do that is Seattle, which is their only loss this season. So I expect that to be a metric that plays out in their favor.
By the numbers.
By the numbers.
I have another one. 100% again. You remember how, the Lions have kicker issues. Who's going to kick the ball? What's going on? Well, they need to draft a kicker. Bring somebody in. 100%. Riley Patterson has not missed a field goal or extra point so far this year. He is 5 for 5 from field goals and 19 for 19 from extra points. 100% when it comes to kickers. By the numbers.
So he's 19 of 19 against the Bucks, or
no? This year, so far this year, he's 19 of 19 in extra points and 5 of 5 in field goals. He hasn't missed a kick so far this year. By the numbers.
Okay, Mr. Patterson, I like that. We have a segment on the show today breaking down the matchups, Detroit Lions versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have a number in correlation to that one because as much as I have faith in Detroit Lions offense, and I think obviously they're going to do well, they've done it last year too, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, kind of led by that defense for the past couple of years, currently 8th this year, only allowing 17 points per game against opposing teams. I'm excited to see Ben Johnson versus Todd Bowles. I should have saved that one for a matchup, but those are 2 brilliant minds at their respective sides of the ball. So I know a word to use right there.
By the numbers.
By the numbers.
The Lions have 14 sacks so far this year for 135 yards total. And they have only given up 7 sacks to opposing players. So that is a 2-to-1 ratio. By the numbers.
By the numbers. Baker Mayfield has only been sacked 4 times this year. How crazy? That's like the best in the league. They've kept them clean. Now he is mobile, but he has Tristan Wirfs. I'm excited to see that matchup too. The Lions will be able to get their hands on Baker Mayfield and throw him to the ground. Get some green in that creamsicle jersey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
Ruin it.
By the numbers. The Lions have 4 wide receivers averaging more than 11.5 yards per catch so far this season.
It's actually amazing.
Yeah. 4.
Shout out Jared Goff.
5 of them. And Jared Goff has been very good with the deep ball so far this year. And it helps when your receivers are making plays. By the numbers.
By the numbers. By the numbers. Told you about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. It's been legit through the couple teams they've played. In red zone efficiency, they rank second in the league. Mm-hmm. That's tough. They've only allowed, actually, I don't think they've allowed any rushing touchdowns. Did Swift score any against them? I don't think he did.
I don't know.
I know they rank second in red zone efficiency. Detroit Lions are rooting that. They're knocking them down a couple tiers. Because as I said before, Dave Montgomery's coming.
Hey,
He's coming. Ain't nothing they gonna be able to do about it.
JB, you got any more numbers?
Just one more. It's 40, actually. It's the number of big plays the Lions have had over the past 5 games. And what I mean by that is 10 plus rushing yards and over 20 yards receiving. So Ben Johnson calls it a calculated scheme, and hopefully he can keep up with that calculated scheme as well coming up on Sunday. Take aggressive shots downfield. I honestly see that happening, and if Goff and Ben Johnson can keep that up, they're winning this game easily.
I like it.
Easy, baby.
Chris?
Yeah, I just have to correct the one stat I did bring to the table, because I said it wrong. I read it right, but I said it wrong. It's the Tampa Bay Bucks forcing 2.5 turnovers per game, so the Lions are going to have to win the turnover battle for me to believe that they're going to win. But give me a second. I'm looking at some other numbers. I'm trying to parse through.
We got 2 more minutes left.
I got one. By the numbers.
By the
0.
numbers.
Jared Goff so far this season has 0 fumbles of the football. Helps when you've only been sacked 7 times. Mm-hmm. Helps when your offensive line is playing great and you yourself are playing great.
Yes.
And he has been holding on to the ball, taking care of it very, very well so far this year.
Yes.
He has fumbled 0 times.
0 times. I mean, there's a couple plays where I've seen him whip that ball down there even before he gets to the ground. Jared Goff's been phenomenal in the pocket this year. I think he's finally in sync with the offensive line. They got a feel for each other. Got a feel for Josh Reynolds too. By the numbers, we talked about this earlier this week, but
by the numbers,
16 yards per catch.
Yeah,
per catch. Mm-hmm. Every single catch he's had this year has gone for a first down and more. And don't forget, 3 touchdowns in the year too. Josh Reynolds, I think, is gonna be a pivotal guy. Jared Goff's gonna be looking forward to this matchup. Knocking out wood. Spinny, you gotta get going here shortly.
I do.
What do you want to set this light goal at for the audience?
I want to see this light goal at 250.
250.
Get it to 250.
Okay. Anything else you want to get off your chest before we let you get going?
I just want to say rest in peace to Mikey.
Rest in peace, Mikey.
Love you, brother. I'm going there now. Shout out to your family, your loved ones. Praying for all of them. And you're going to live on through all of us, man.
Amen. Rest in peace, Mikey. And Spain, before you get out of here, tell us about Lady Jane's.
Lady Jane's. Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register to win a trip of your dreams and all expenses paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. That's right, no expenses spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's haircuts for men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Downtown's Woodward Sports Bar has 13 TrackMan simulators, certified instructors, and most importantly, a full bar and restaurant. 5-Iron Golf Leagues are debuting September 11th. It's already passed. They're going on right now. Use promo code Woodward10 for 30% off your first visit, and make sure you go to 5irongolf.com to tee up good times. Bonjourno. Welcome back. We got one vote. There's a bunch of votes for who should replace Spin Mo Rex. We went the first one on there. Lucas Klotz.
Pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be here.
Hit a like button for the Rook on the stage. You got young Chris on the TD booth. JB Smooth, the ones and twos. Let's get the show going, man. We jumped up a little bit and did by the numbers because obviously the homework.
By the numbers.
By the numbers. Let's hear your best by the numbers drop.
By the numbers. Kind of hurt my fucking throat doing that pause.
Just made it Italian. I respect it. I
respect it. I'm an earner.
I'll start with the top of the sheet, man. We got Laporta back. Let's just break down the game a little bit, I guess.
Okay. Let's do it.
With Laporta banged up and obviously still a pivotal part of this offense, like, what do you expect out of him this Sunday?
If you want me to be completely honest, like, I'm leaning toward the side of don't let him play. Like, I think that we need him, like, obviously against his team, but it's just a tough matchup. If he's going to be going up against Levante David, Devin White, Antoine Winfield, Vita Vea, Shaq Barrett, like, I think it's just asking for an injury to happen again, so I really don't want to see him out there. As much as the Lions might need him, I think you need him more throughout the rest of the season. So if he plays, I definitely expect him to be limited. I expect to see a lot of Brock Wright, especially if they're going to lean on David Montgomery. Brock Wright is a serviceable blocking tight end. Mm-hmm. So I expect to see, honestly, a lot of more Brock Wright than we've seen this whole season so far.
Yeah. I guess when him to like jump right, I don't know like the severity of the injury. I'm kind of cool with him playing, but I just don't want to lean on him as much as like we have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like one of those things where you have a strain, like a calf strain is not the worst injury to have, but like just your calf, at least your Achilles, if it connects the whole back of your leg, it's the whole lower leverage point. So if anything happens, so it starts with a strain now, and then it'll get worse and worse and worse if you keep allowing it to, and you're asked to do a task like that. I mean, they're using him to block Kenny Clark against the Packers. They're going to ask him to block Shaq Barrett. That's just not Shaq Barrett is a dude.
Yeah.
Especially like he's playing motivated with everything that happened to him this offseason. Like, Shaq Barrett isn't fucking around. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, just take it easy with him. Like, we've seen guys step up regardless of the position for the Detroit Lions. So don't risk further injury, especially with the guy with Laporta, who through this first 5 weeks of the season, I'm going to count out last week or last night just because of the first game of the season. Yeah. Take out last night, Travis Kelce. Sam Laporta has been the best tight end in the NFL.
Did Travis Kelce pass him last night?
He had like 9 catches for like 112 yards. He had that backwards lateral. Like, he just did prime Travis Kelce shit. And when you see him doing that off of a sprained ankle, it's like, all right, like, we love Laporta, especially me. I'll give him 2 for right now, and I think that's still like you're fighting for an all-pro spot as a rookie. Like, I'll take that. That's what I'm saying. Like, just don't risk that. You know what I mean? Especially, I know James Mitchell is out, but you can put in a fullback. Like, you can throw. I think they just picked up another fullback last week when Cabindo was out. So if you really need a blocker, you can do that, because I can promise you that those fullbacks are still doing drills with the tight ends, especially when it comes to blocking.
Is it Coach Steve Hayden or something like that? Is he the new
Hayden? Yeah.
How much of his success how much success of Laporta's success do you give to him, or do you think Laporta came in as him?
I think it has to do with both, because I mean, even last year, like, they was balling out with Shane Zilstra, Brock Wright, and James Mitchell, and I mean, it's not disrespect to those guys, but I think it's just continues the narrative with all these positional coaches. Like, they have these guys playing above their ceiling, so it's one of those things where both can be true. Laporta could be an all-out dog, because if you go back and watch him, it's like, yeah, he scored 1 touchdown last season at Iowa. Yeah, he's at fucking Iowa. That kind of is what happens at Iowa. So you just look at the raw prospect that he is, where the NFL is going. He's a perfect tight end mold right now, and I think you add that into a good situation with a good coach, it's a perfect pairing.
Yeah. I guess I don't really mind him playing so much, because I don't think it's like too serious of an injury. You make a great point though of like blocking the defense that this Tampa Bay Buccaneers have, like, consistently every single year has been Vita Vea is coming back, because I think he was dealing with an injury. Kalijah Cansey's debuting. I'm excited to watch him.
Yeah, so am I.
I'm excited to watch him.
I liked him.
I know you liked him.
We're not gonna say how much I did. But.
Yeah. I won't bring it up then. I mean, listen. Kalijah is one hell of a pass rusher. Like, when you put on the film, he's a little Tasmanian devil in there. I've always felt like with the Detroit Lions situation, I was like, you need a Vita Vea next to him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause you need him to have like the one-on-one matchup, because I don't know if he's doing that against double teams at the NFL level. But who's to say? Aaron Donald's not the biggest guy. Kalijah Cansey was smaller than Aaron Donald still.
Yeah, but definitely. I mean, you see the fact of how much Aleem McNeil is benefiting from Isaiah Buggs being in there, just the far as to be able to free him up as a pass rusher. Even Benito Jones helped him out a little bit, but I think when you watch Aleem McNeil and Isaiah Buggs on the field at the same time, you see Aleem be to use his pass rushing skills, which is exactly what he was trying to do when he lost weight. So he was trying to affect the passing game, and I think it's the same thing. You add a body up there with Vita Vea. Bro, Vita Vea, I think this year is 3.5 sacks just by himself. It might be 2.5. But the fact that he's just like flat out just 3 tech that just gets in there, and now he can free up a rookie in Kalijah Kancey to kind of develop his game. I think it's going to be a great situation. I don't know if Kancey's going to have a huge impact just because he's got Frank Ragnow, and I know Vita Vea is going to be there too, but they might be double teaming Vita Vea, and that, I don't know. Could be interesting depending on who they have going for Jonah Jackson. Well, is Big V back?
Big V is back, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not even that concerned then if he's got Glasgow.
Yeah, we're straight. Honestly, we are straight. I will say this, like the defensive line, Vita Vea, I guess I don't know. Our offensive line is just so good.
That's what, I mean, we'll get into it later, but I think there's no doubt that Tampa Bay has an elite front seven. Like, that's the strength of their team. Mm-hmm. But they're literally going up against, you could argue, the number one, I'll say number two just for the sake of conversation right now, the number 2 offensive line in football.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to cancel it out.
For sure.
And especially just with, I mean, I know David Montgomery got blown up week 1 by Nick Bolton, but that's just what Nick Bolton does. Like, even in pass protection, like, Devin White, Levante David, studs, especially if they're blitzing up the A-gap. But I trust David Montgomery to hold it up, and Jared Goff got Amon-Ra St. Brown back. He can just dink and dunk.
Yeah.
And not to mention with J-Mo coming back, push those boys back a little bit. You're going to spread the linebackers out even more. That's going to help David Montgomery too in the run game.
Yeah, if I were, and then that's why I love that Laporta's playing, because I feel like that's a piece he's going to need, especially in those, like, if Jared Goff gobblers are listening, because I say good things about him, but you just perceive everything as hate. One thing that Jared Goff is absolutely, it's not hate at all.
It's hate.
It's just I'm not willing to suck his dick like you guys are.
I didn't do that.
I'm not going to those links. I'm just not going to those links. But one thing that Jared Goff is great at is ball placement. When he does hit those like seam routes or those like crosses, like he hits those guys in stride. You know what I'm saying? So like if he is getting blitzed, by the way, Todd Bowles loves the blitz. I looked at the sack numbers for this. I should say this for the defensive segment, whatever. I looked at the sack numbers for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Vita Vea, I believe, is the only defensive lineman with them. The rest of them are coming from these cornerbacks, the linebackers, the safeties.
Safety, yeah, he was a former safety. He knows how to manipulate those schemes for the secondary to thrive. Because in covering, like that secondary coverage-wise this year has not been pretty.
And that's why Sam Laporta, I think, is as a key factor for the Detroit Lions in this game is like on those safety blitzes where a safety's typically covering Sam Laporta right there. And if I'm a defender or defensive coordinator, I want my safety covering Sam Laporta because he's damn good at what he does. Then you have a linebacker automatically match up in your favor for Detroit Lions, those blitzes. Get the ball quick to Sam Laporta while he's en route and have him do what he does, the yak. I don't know if we're going to see him to his full ability with the yak with the calf strain, but we're going to find out. But I'm glad Sam Laporta's back for this game for that very reason.
Yeah, and even because back to the point of just like he probably isn't going to go 100%, but a guy who's, especially this is a luxury with having Jameson Williams back. The usage that you're doing with Sam Laporta, you can now put Khalif Raymond in the slot and you can run those same type of concepts. It's just a different player. Like as far as those, if you have J-Mo out there, you're going to have your best cover guy in the safety over him.
Yes.
Besides, obviously, outside of Amon-Ra St. Brown, you're going to have the wide receiver 1, cornerback 1, but J-Mo's the wide receiver 2. They're going to have the cornerback 2 on J-Mo with the safety over the top. That's going to leave the field wide open for Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond. And when you talk about a quick dink and dunk to Khalif Raymond, that can turn into a big play. So I think that's what I think we could see Josh Reynolds get a little bit more exposure and Khalif Raymond as well, because I think both of them, at least Josh, is healthy.
Yeah.
Because I know he was dealing with an injury. I haven't seen Khalif even pop up on the injury report yet.
No, yeah, Khalif straight. Josh had a groin thing a couple weeks back. Chris, I saw your hand up briefly.
No.
Was it about Sam Laporta?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm looking.
He's good.
I'm looking.
Back to you guys at the desk.
I'm looking for those guys in the intermediate routes. Brock Wright may be a little bit. I mean, we're gonna see. I'm super excited to watch like the chess match though played between Todd Bowles and Ben Johnson. Like, it's gonna be exciting. What are you making a face?
I don't even think it's going to be that much of a chess match, man.
Really?
I don't. I think the Lions receiving core is going to shred the Buccaneers secondary. I really do.
Damn.
These Lions up front are going to hold up. Like, I'm sure Jared Goff is going to get pressured, obviously. Like, that's going to happen. It's happened every game. It's inevitable, especially with this front seven. But I just think over the course of the game, like the Lions, I think it's just going to be a clear example. Like the Buccaneers are a solid team. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that. Like they're at the bare minimum solid, but there's kind of that cushion where it's like, well, we're thinking against Atlanta. Well, we're thinking against Green Bay. Like this is a solid team, and they might be able to be better than we think.
Hold on, though. The Buccaneers' defense is better than all those teams, though, no?
I don't know about the Packers.
Yeah.
I don't know. And especially like the Falcons. Like the Falcons' defense is a lot better than people are giving credit for right now.
Yeah. I mean, I want to go in depth about this because you say something else?
I think Tampa, yes, it's the better defense out of those, but I don't think it's by a significant margin.
Who's the best defense you think the Lions faced all year? up at this point?
Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, honestly, no, the Chiefs. The Chiefs for sure. The Chiefs for sure.
Like straight as
Yeah, no, Chiefs for sure.
I keep thinking Chris is going to talk, but he's just
Yawning.
making weird faces. Let's go to break early. When we come back, I'm gonna somewhat agree with you on the Detroit Lions offense. I think they have what it takes to beat what this Tampa Bay Buccaneers bring on the defensive side of the ball. But how about I tell you guys about Fairway Packing Co. first, because they're the best place to get your meat. No matter where you're at, you can visit them at fairwaypacking.com, or if you're down at Grosse Pointe, they got grab-and-go steaks available for you too. They provide the finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime Wagyu beef, dry-aged beef, and more. Make sure you guys check out Fairway Packing Co. We'll be right back, breaking down Detroit Lions versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Now, how would you like a $100,000 Vegas getaway? Take your closest friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Syntron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter for your chance to win. You can do that at drinksyntron.com/Vegas or buying Syntron at your local Meijer store. It's Syntron, the healthier energy drink with great taste for the people who desire to look good, feel good, and be the best versions of themselves. Back to you guys at the desk.
What up, welcome back to the World Heavyweights live over sports.com. I'm Easy. That's Lucas Klotz.
It is I.
What is your
ball
Twitter handle?
It's Lucas_Klotz, but the L is a 1.
And there's K's, not C's.
There's K, yeah. No, it's
He
everybody in the
gets upset when
chat.
you use a C.
My name is spelled with a K, special K.
That Ohio.
I'm one of one. Fuck Lucas Van Ness with the Packers. He's a disgrace to the name right now.
Yeah, a couple Lucases over there. Lucas Musgrave, right?
No, it's Luke. That's what I got called when I was in trouble as a kid. Luke!
Like button, 5-star review on podcast platforms. We got young Chris. JB
Yes,
Smooth is still here. Before we went to break, we kind of just breaking down the Detroit Lions versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Indeed.
You were saying the Lions offense is going to dominate.
I think they very well could.
I think Detroit Lions will win flat out. Like I have no concern about that. Dominate? You talking about in the same fashion they've done like the past couple teams? Or?
I think it could be very well like the Packers, because this is my thinking behind it.
Okay.
With the one legitimate team that the Buccaneers have played so far, it's been Philadelphia.
Yes.
And Philadelphia physically dominated them. They dog walked them, and it doesn't show as much in the score. But in the beginning of that game, like everybody that got, Jalen Hurts just looks shaky right now. And it kind of goes back to the whole Neil Rule argument of what if Jared Goff was in Buffalo with Josh Allen. The thing is with Jalen Hurts and those elite quarterbacks is they are very elite at many things, but sometimes they can kind of get in their way. They try to play hero ball, and they'll have those games where they're kind of off. The next week, they'll go crazy.
Yeah.
But with Jared Goff, it's kind of one of those things where he knows who he is, and you're going to get consistent performance out of him. So when I see DeAndre Swift getting 130 yards, there's no doubt in my mind that David Montgomery can do the same thing.
Yes.
And when you dominate him like that, and now you have Jared Goff who's going to have this offense humming in a little bit better fashion than what the Eagles' offense was, I could see this being just like one of those games where it starts off kind of close because Tampa Bay's coming off a bye week. They're able to scheme. But once you have to start going off script and Baker Mayfield has pressure on him, I think Baker Mayfield's going to have 2-3 turnovers, whether it's through the interceptions or their forced fumbles. But I do see a way that the Lions get multiple turnovers, and when you have that with David Montgomery running the ball and Jared Goff playing consistently, I could very easily see this game getting out of hand. And the Lions have showed me zero worry outside the Seattle game where the offense did look good, that they can do this every week and just put up points on whoever's in front of them.
Yeah, what I love about the Detroit Lions is I think it was this week I was telling you guys the same way that the Dallas Cowboys got their asses whooped by the San Francisco 49ers. I came on here and I said the Detroit Lions have the same ingredients to deliver that same recipe, and that's what the Detroit Lions have done this year, just brute strength. Like just breaking your will, running that ball,
taking the soul.
Yes, just breaking your soul. The Detroit Lions going to force feed the run game down your throat. It's not like you're feeding your kid. No, it's you're fucking eating and back into your fucking back to the bench. Our time to shine.
Yep.
It's Detroit Lions offense is going to bring that for you, and I think schematically too. What I love about it is like there's just multiple like 6 to 7 man protections in that run scheme. On top of it also being like that zone, we kind of have to read it either way, but it opens up those chipping situations, and then they just break off for the passing routes. That's why I love Sam Laporta like healthy for this game. Is like they're gonna force feed the ball down their throat. Against Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense is averaging 4.9 yards a carry. And then even when they bring the extra men into the box to take on those 6 to 7 man protections, boom, chip block, psych. It's not a run play. Sam Laporta for a little quick little. I don't even fucking know what that route's called either way, but they're gonna eat. Lions are going to eat for that
Not
reason.
even
I think they can, I should say.
The thing is, you say 4.9 yards per carry, and they haven't played a running back like David Montgomery yet, who has
a bruiser.
David Montgomery gets better after he gets hit.
Yes.
It's like when David Montgomery gets hit, he's like, all right, now we go. Here we find my balance. Let me get 2-3 more yards falling forward. Like David Montgomery is going to break so many tackles during this game. And the fact is, especially with the Lions wide receivers, like in the secondary, their best player is Antoine Winfield. And he's a dog, don't get me wrong. But as far as a cover guy, he's not like top tier. He's solid, like, but he's an in the box.
He's been blessed
safety.
with elite athletes in front of him.
Exactly. So he can kind of play farther back. Now you're talking about he's now going to have to play farther back. So their best run stopper outside of the linebackers, their last level, their safety protection from D-Mont breaking a big run is going to be pushed farther back. So now he's going to have more field to operate and maneuver around Antoine Winfield and other safety and DBs that are there. Like David Montgomery is going to eat this game. He's going to eat, and he's just going to take time off the clock. And when you do that, you're going to pressure Baker Mayfield regardless. Like he knows, okay, now I got to get down the field quicker. Mike Evans with a hamstring injury. Okay, I got to rely on Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin, his most of his success is when Mike Evans eating over the top and they can dunk it down to him. Mike Evans ain't doing that. Now you just got to make Baker sit back there and make decisions, and that's when the Lions defense is going to create turnovers. I just think it flows.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff, I don't know who their offensive coordinator is by the top of my head, but they've made a lot of like one reads for Baker Mayfield. I've been watching him. He's just like in and out. And of course, like, you know, I'm not trying to shit on Baker, but like you don't have to be extremely accurate when you have a Mike Evans just making like Calvin Johnson-esque catches every once in a while.
If you go back and look at Mike Evans' touchdowns this year, like it is Mike Evans making the play. Like obviously, it's not hard to put it in the radius of Mike Evans, like you said, but Mike Evans is making the play. Chris Godwin, yards after the catch, or he's just sitting there schemed wide open. Like Baker, what are you gonna do? Check it down to Rachaad White? We saw what happened when they did it to Aaron Jones, and Cam Sutton decided to put an end to that. Alex Anzalone, he looks clean as hell. He doesn't look like he's pursuing or over pursuing or missing tackles. You'll take that every day of the week. I'm telling you, man. Like I understand, like people like 3-1. I'm not saying the Buccaneers are a discount tire type of team, like where they're just like, But this Lions team, I think, is very much legit.
What if the Buckers are discount tire? What are the Lions?
Like
Bell tire.
Goodyear tire.
Lucas used to work at a tire shop. You guys know.
Fuck discount tire. Don't work at tires.
Yeah, I guess like looking at this Tampa Bay Buccaneers on paper, it can look scary, but then you got to get the context of, and somewhat, I guess the same argument can be made for the Detroit Lions, but the context of the teams they've played. Now, I know that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense kind of been the face of that franchise. I mean, Tom Brady was there, but the defense was elite, even when Tom Brady was there and they won that Super Bowl run too. But I think, again, the Detroit Lions have what it takes to go up almost against any defense and just make it a war of attrition just by pounding that rock. And then finally, once the defense commits to stopping that run, that's when they open up that passing game. And it's not just a regular like drop back and pass either. It's a trick. Jared Goff, you heard their inside linebacker coach, Detroit native Larry Foote, say it this week. Jared Goff was compared to Peyton Manning and Tom Brady when it comes to play action. And as a hater, I agree. Jared Goff is I think the best play action quarterback in the league. And he's been the best play action quarterback in the league for quite some time. He's talked about it this week. He has the show, snap, and shrink. You know what I'm saying? Faking off the handoffs and whatnot. And like it's just a perfect recipe. The way this Detroit Lions offense has been tailored by Ben Johnson, it was Jared Goff as a quarterback. Because when you have a run game like that, then your quarterback's able to excel. When you have the best play action quarterback in the league, he's going to do work.
Sign the man. Sign the man now.
And relax.
He's going to win a playoff game, and now he has more leverage to get more money.
Relax. They're waiting on what Hendon Hooker looks like. They're waiting for that pot to pick up. Actually, they talked about it a little bit today, Dan Campbell at the podium. But Hendon Hooker's not coming back for a while. I guarantee he plays the season, though, because Detroit Lions...
Think Hendon Hooker's going to play this season?
Oh, yeah. Detroit Lions going to secure 1 or 2 seed.
Okay.
Detroit Lions securing the number 1 seed or number 2 seed. And Hendon Hooker's going to, he might even start the game.
No way. They'll definitely start Teddy. They'll start Teddy for sure.
Shit, I want to see what I got.
I'm not saying that because I think that's when we can see deep shots with J-Mo.
Yeah.
But
oh, man.
That's the thing, too. Like, I'm not denying that Hendon Hooker doesn't take this team to, like, a
different
higher
level.
ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, like, you don't know it for sure. And then that's when you take in we take for granted the consistency of Jared Goff to the point that we were just making. Like, these are the games where it's like when you have a good front seven, if a quarterback tries to get out of his realm, Dak Prescott, when that happens, that's when your team starts losing games. And I think with Jared Goff, that's the one thing that at this point in his career you don't have to worry about. Like, you're just going to get a solid performance every week, and that keeps your team in winning mode.
I think this is a beautiful thing of this build, this offense, though, is like, and I know you somewhat disagree on the Brock Purdy stuff. I know Shannon Sharp came out, was like calling him the system guy. He is like a smidge above Jared Goff, in my opinion. I don't think he's like
Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I don't think he's like way above Jared Goff. I think he's a smidge above him because he's a little bit younger, a little bit more athletic. He can run the ball, tuck and run if he has to. But the same thing though is like that 49ers offense is almost like copy and paste. Like, you could almost put any quarterback in there because the runs are so established that, like, if you're on the bench and all you're learning is these play actions, same way Hendon Hooker is once he finally does get healthy, it's like he's not going to be asked to do those things unless it's like a situation they need to. I'm talking about like just throw the ball down there and just beat him with your arm. Like Hendon Hooker, same way the 49ers offense is like, yeah, we have these fucking fantastic offensive line with these fantastic running backs behind it. This is what we're doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know you could do those things, but we're going to bring it out every once in a while when we need it. Now, maybe on a third and long or in a close game or something like that. That's why I think Hendon Hooker is going to work, and that's why I love Ben Johnson. Is like this offense is kind of set for like anybody to come in place and do what it does. But there's no denying that Jared Goff.
Though. You don't.
Oh, I know.
Trey Lance didn't work in San Fran. I'm not saying that's what Hendon Hooker is going to be, but there's still examples of quarterbacks that didn't work.
Did not work, or was like Brock Purdy better and cheaper?
I think both are true. Like, I think Trey Lance, like, if you don't have, like, you still have to be an NFL starting caliber quarterback to succeed in the NFL. To go 28-0 in the NFL, I don't care if you have any, like, you could have the God squad around. That's still impressive because you're still going to have injuries around you. Like, every situation that happens to every other quarterback Brock Purdy has to face, he has more help. No, like, I'm not going to say that. Disregard that. But this man is still just balling out. You can watch him develop in front of our eyes. Those throws he was making against Dallas, beating his own covers, throwing it over the linebacker straight into Brandon Ayuk's fucking chest. Yeah. Like in stride, keeping him from getting killed from the safety as well. Like the man he's balling. He's definitely a top 5 quarterback this year in the NFL.
Yeah, I think with Lance, you look at the 49ers like organization, like where they were at that time, is like they want to win. They're ready to win. Especially when they make the investment they did in Trey Lance, is like you have to win at that point.
The worst trade in NFL history.
Like I think he's got all the tools. It took a lot of coaching. Like I forget the stat I looked at. It was like the games he's played since high school all the way up to the NFL level. It was like 16. 16 games. It was an extremely low amount, and that's just like such a raw piece you have to develop when you're in mode.
It's a raw piece.
It's a raw piece, you know what I'm saying? But it's such a raw piece to try to develop when you're in win now mode. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth taking the investment to try to make that guy work out, because clearly you got somebody ready to go right now on a rookie contract in Brock Purdy, and we're just ready to fucking go. Ready to go right now. But we'll see. We'll see with the Hendon Hooker stuff. As of now, they got Jared Goff. Jared Goff's performing phenomenal in this offense. His offense has been tailored to his strengths and weaknesses.
Entering his prime.
Prime isn't like his best?
Yeah, he's definitely like Jared Goff is no doubt entering like his best 3-4 years of football.
Who thinks better, Brock Purdy or Jared Goff?
This year?
Just like if you were starting a franchise.
That's tough because you got, like, I think the amount of football that Jared Goff has played, like, you have to factor that in. Mm-hmm. And like you said, I think Purdy's a little bit more mobile, but if there was, like, shit's going wrong, Jared Goff has experience in how to turn that around. So for that reason, I'm going to take Jared Goff.
Yeah, I guess we haven't really seen Brock Purdy in that situation.
He's never fallen on his face. Jared Goff has been benched for, what was his name?
John Wolford.
Yeah, John Wolford, who broke his neck, and they're like, yeah, we're still going to put Jared, like, at the third string. They had another quarterback go in front of him, and then they traded him. Jared Goff has had his football soul and just his confidence ripped out of him. Brock Purdy has just had all confidence. You know what I mean? Like, very little room for error, and he hasn't done it, so you got to give him credit. But Jared Goff, it helps when you know how to, when you learn how to win from a losing situation, rather than just winning. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge example. Like, that embodies this whole Lions team and why they're so good. They went 1-6. Like, they felt what it was like to be at the bottom. Like, that's what this whole culture was. And now every player on this team has learned how to win. I mean, that's what happened in San Francisco too, though. When they had Nick Mullins throwing the ball, they were 4-12. And now that roster got pieced together and they started learning how to win. So I think, back to your point, like, this Lions 49ers team, like, very similar. There's a lot of similarities there.
Yeah.
Talent, you got more high-end talent in San Francisco, but how these teams are actually made, they're tailor-made, very similar to us.
And we haven't even seen like what Jamo's ceiling is yet. Like, I truly have no read on Jameson Williams. I know it's somewhere between. Actually, I'm not even gonna say that. But Deshaun Jackson's always been a comp for me. That's a hell of a comp. Multiple 1,000-yard seasons.
So for Jamo,
everyone knows what Deshaun Jackson is because he makes plays. Jameson Williams gonna make plays. Ben Johnson's gonna make damn sure of it.
He reminds me of, like, and I'm not like excited to say this in a way, but like, just being very realistic, I don't see many seasons of J-Mo playing all 17 games.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, like, when I think of J-Mo, I think of like a Percy Harvin. I think, Percy's built a little bit different, but as far as their usage,
what do you base off? What, an ACL?
What do you mean?
I mean, Percy Harvin had shit injury history.
I'm saying, like, when they're on the field, like, I see like that type of impact. But I'm not saying because Percy Harvin had migraines too, so he was always up. But I'm just saying, like, when they're on the field, I'm not saying J-Mo's going to be as injury riddled, but I just don't see J-Mo being a very durable player. But when he's on the field, he's going to make an impact. Like, I see him missing 2 or 3 games every year. Like, Amon-Ra's missed a game every year.
Why are you saying these things?
I'm just being realistic, man. Like,
Tell us about Hamlin
it's not
Pub.
a terrible thing, but all right.
Yeah,
Hamlin
it is
Pub.
horrible.
It's not horrible. I'm being realistic. But Hamlin
You're a
Pub,
hater.
Not that.
You're a hater.
Have you ever wanted to be go to Jesus Christ? Have you ever wanted a bar where you were a regular? We have just a place for you. Head to one of Hamlin Pub's 7 location experience where everyone's a regular. Whether you're enjoying half-off pizza on a Thursday or game day special available during all sports and NFL games, Hamlin Pub is the place. Visit the location today and experience your new favorite pub for all things sports.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Join Woodward Sports The Long Drink for the official Detroit Lions tailgate. It'll be at Eastern Market in shed number 5, and it's always a bash. From 9:30 to game time, we'll be there turning up with free drinks and free food. Get your tickets at bullseyeeventgroup.com, or for opportunity to win some free ones, DM Lions VIP to Woodward Sports on Instagram. Make sure you're following too. I did a giveaway one time. People, DMing me or doing what they had to do. Not even following me. You think I'm picking you? You're not even following me?
Make sure you're following all socials. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you like the stream while Spenny's out. He wanted to get to 250. He had to leave. Unfortunately, he had to deal with the funeral. So make sure you guys send your love and support to Spenny, because obviously not easy time ever losing somebody.
Yeah.
Back. We are back. We're heavyweights.
Baby. Hit that like button, 5 so you know on podcast platforms. Make sure you guys give us a follow too. Lucas over here trying to freaking curse Jameson Williams on Friday the 13th.
I'm not. It's just
such a hate.
Because even in the comments, they're like, "Oh, like no." Just I'm not saying that J-Mo's going to be walking around with a torn ACL every year. But when you're talking about J-Mo's just a small-framed wide receiver, he's going to be getting hit by NFL linebackers, NFL defensive ends.
Lucas.
Like, there's going to be times where Jameson Williams is going to get hurt.
You're
and
not
I think
allowed to be realistic on this network.
Well,
otherwise you're a hater.
I hold accountability. Ball knower. Ball nowhere.
Can't believe you. Now, we talked about the Detroit Lions offense versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. I kind of want to flip it to the vice versa.
Okay.
Detroit Lions defense versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. I know you spoke about it a little bit last segment, fucking everything up. But
my fault. Getting ahead of myself.
Speak about it again. This Detroit Lions defense, what has been advertised as the entire season against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. You think they're going to dominate?
Yeah, I do. I think the fact I would be a little bit more kind of cautious if Mike Evans was 100%, but the fact that he's a hamstring injury, his whole point
coming
is
off a bye week though.
Coming off a bye week, so he's going to be healthier, but he's still not 100%. Mike Evans' job, stretch the field, and I think Brian Branch is out again, right?
Brian Branch is out.
Yeah,
again,
so
yes.
we're going to have Tracy, Kirby. I'm still comfortable with that as far as down the field. You're going to have Cam Sutton on him most likely. If not, you're going to have him on Chris Godwin. That's might what they'd be doing, because I'm trying to think, like, do you think Jerry's going to be on Godwin then?
Jerry's going to be on Godwin?
Yeah, I'm asking.
Yeah, I probably see Jerry on Godwin, Sutton on.
You know what they're probably going to fucking do? Especially because they're coming off a bye. They're definitely going to just leave Sutton in the slot, or not Sutton, Godwin in the slot, and they're going to have Will Harris on him. Because Will Harris was on Thielen all last week.
That actually does change things.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm still not scared.
I mean, that's why I imagine Godwin being the entire way. It was him in the slot, just because if Will Harris is playing, it's not going to be in our favor. Kirby's there, and I fully expect Kirby to be better than he was last year, because last year was really his first time starting at the safety position. So I don't know. Godwin is a beast, but I feel like Mike Evans helps him out a little bit too.
If Chris Godwin's going to be like the leading playmaker for the Buccaneers, I think you're in a good situation. If Mike Evans starts going off, that's when Chris Godwin starts hurting you.
Yeah.
But if you can neutralize Mike Evans for the most part and just let him lean on Godwin, then you're in a good situation, because Rachaad White ain't doing dick. I'm sorry. Rachaad White would be like a great back to have. I mean, perfect situation when Leonard Fournette was there. That's when Rachaad White looked really fucking good, because you could start checking the ball down to him. When the boxes get light, that's when you sub in Rachaad White. But to have him as a 3-down back, it's just waiting for disaster to happen. It's waiting for 3.2 yards per carry, with 3.0 yards per carry, whatever they're averaging, and an injury, because he's just a small frame back. Just kind of the same thing I was saying with J-Mo. Like, Rachaad White's not going to make it through a season as being a 3-down back. Like, their second leading rusher is Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I mean, what you said they average like 3.9 yards a carry or 3.3 yards a carry, JB, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's not been doing great.
Yeah, it's 3 yards a carry.
Yeah, 3 yards.
All the work he's been doing is like those little chips where like Baker like just tossed it to him in the flat or whatever it is. And honestly, I love the Detroit Lions linebackers in that situation too, because Jack Campbell, obviously you're hearing he's about to get a little bit more playing time at the mic.
Love to hear it.
Love to hear that. But like just him crashing down, and I didn't really see it in the tape when I was watching him in college. But you hear it from like other guys coming out of the draft that speak on him. I'm talking about Jack Campbell. That is, dude's a thumper.
Dude, he's a fucking maniac, and he's disciplined too. That's the thing, is like he's gonna be able to blitz Mayfield if they send him on a blitz, but he's gonna be reading the whole play too. Like, he's gonna have the ability to sniff a screen out, where if they send him on a blitz to get back to Baker Mayfield, but he sees Rachaad White kind of leaking out. He's a smart enough player, and we've already seen him do it against Seattle, where he sniffs the screen out, neutralizes it. That's when you can just let him roam, and that's the thing. When you have Derek Barnes playing at a high level too, you have Alex Anzalone playing at a high, just rotate those, just rotate them, and Derek you can just Barnes, neutralize that run game. This is a game where I think we see a lot of Malcolm too.
Yeah,
more Malcolm, I should say.
Think so?
Yeah, I think the fact that if you're gonna give Campbell a chance to like run that Mike spot for a little bit, they're gonna be expecting to see what Malcolm can do as well. You know what I mean? Just kind of see what we got behind these guys, because especially late in the season, injuries happen. You want to make sure that those guys are still getting game reps at the position you want them to play. Yeah,
I'm gonna look up Rachaad White's stats. I feel like he's done most of his damage through the passing game.
He really even hasn't done that though, because when they're doing it, like, they've just been feeding Mike. He's been throwing jump balls to Mike and check downs to Chris Godwin. It's been yak yards. Yeah, like, I'm sure he's been somewhat productive through the receiving game, but not to the extent that everybody was expecting. Like, everybody was like, Rachaad White, huge fantasy year, and that's just saying because when you have a huge fantasy year as a running back, you're catching a lot of passes. I was one of those people, and Rachaad White's kind of been meh. He hasn't been that much.
I mean, 50 yards a game. But they've been winning games too, so I feel like a lot of those, like, even those rushing yards are coming from like winning situations. You're trying to like run the clock out a little bit. Although they won a close one with the Vikings and whatnot. But yeah, actually, no, he hasn't been doing that much damage in the passing game either. 22 yards against the I don't know who they played week 1. Minnesota, yeah. Or Saints.
They played the Saints week 1, yeah.
His highest yard total on the season in the past game is 30, and that's against Chicago. Yeah. And again, I like the Detroit Lions defense to linebacker specifically to step up and just wipe that shit off the mat.
Yeah, this is the most complete defense they've seen this season. I mean, Philadelphia's front seven is crazy good, but it's that secondary, and like even the Eagles linebackers, man. What?
Philly's got a straight secondary.
They have a straight secondary, but if you actually watch them, like, I'm not saying like a shot at you, but if you watch them, like, they've had games where they kind of are like, is this still Philly secondary? Like, they have Darius Slay. They're very good, but James Bradbury has struggled. Reed Blankenship, we I thought he was going to be solid. He hasn't really looked the part. Those linebackers, they're all right, but I trust the Lions linebackers a little bit more, and just off the way that Tracy Walker has been playing and Kirby Joseph, I trust him. Cam Sutton, I'm taking right now this season, just how they've been playing, I'm taking the Lions secondary over them. Talent-wise, give it to Philadelphia 10 times out of 10. But I'm just saying the execution of how they've been playing. Like, I mean, Gannon in Arizona right now. That's a loss for Philadelphia's defense.
Different scheme.
It's the same thing. Like, Philadelphia's offense has looked a little off.
They're missing CJ, GJ.
Yeah.
No more Gannon. Who else they had back there that's gone there too? Did they have?
They had Nate Hobbs is gone. They had TJ Edwards gone.
TJ Edwards gone. I think there's somebody. He's in Arizona now. I can't think of his name, but you're right.
Kaiser White, he's gone.
Yep.
Linebacker.
And Kobe Dean was supposed to step up for that role, but he's been injured. He's supposed to be coming back. But yeah, what a time to be alive. Like I haven't been able to see the Detroit Lions, or that I have faith in Detroit Lions like linebacking core since 2014. And even then, that linebacking core was kind of like bolstered by the defensive line a little bit because you had Tahir Whitehead and Ashley Palmer like playing well. Wild times, all right,
dude. I forgot about Tahir Whitehead.
That's the last
he wasn't
time.
Even terrible, but I just like that was like, oh my god, like
DeAndre
those
Levy
days were brutal.
But they were playing straight ball when they had the defensive line in front of them.
Yeah,
but I've never been able to look at this Detroit Lions linebacking core and have any type of confidence in them until this year. And it's crazy to say. And it's deep, too. Like, whether it's Malcolm in there, whether it's Jack in there, whoever's in there. Derek Barnes now, too, is like, I feel comfortable with whoever's in there at any point. I remember getting a lot of people were bitches that Jack was getting his PT, but watching Barnes, you can't, bitch. Yeah, you can't. He's balling out there. He's playing like a man possessed.
It's like one of those things where it's like, why are you getting mad? Like, it's because what you didn't want to see. Like, it's like, oh, I want to see Jack Campbell out there every play. Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
If the Lions are losing and it's like, okay, let's play our rookies, but the Lions are winning. That's why everybody freaking out about the JMO usage. It's like, shut up. It's like the Lions are winning. You are now in a position where JMO can just get even better, and not when he makes those mistakes, he's able to rebound off them because there's not so much pressure for him to bounce back because there's people in front of him. Same thing with Jack Campbell. Like Jack Campbell can make those mistakes, and now he can go on the sideline for a little bit and get coached up instead of just next play go, next play go, next play go. You have guys to relieve the pressure off all these rookies.
Holy shit, what a great comment by Byrne. And it also has a super chat, too. It says Philly has Matt Patricia poisoning their defense.
Yeah.
Fucking facts. Fucking facts,
and
mate.
Like, I know it's kind of off the subject of it, but Darius Slay out this Sunday. Jalen Carter out this Sunday. So this is a week where even bigger for the Lions because I think Jalen Hurts is going to struggle against that Jets defense. I really do.
You know, they got Jalen Carter and Darius Slay out for him, too.
That's what I just said. You did this.
I wasn't listening. I was reading the comments.
It's literally what I just said. But that's what I'm saying. Like, so the Lions win this game. You're talking about if Zach Wilson plays even half of how he did against Kansas City, I could really see the Jets winning this game as kind of like an upset. And now the Eagles and the Lions, both one-loss teams.
I might take the spread. I don't know about winning. Zach Wilson.
I'm not being like lock it in Jets, but I can definitely see the Jets making it very uncomfortably close. I could see Breece Hall having a game with no Jalen Carter. I could see Dalvin Cook having a game. I could see Garrett Wilson with no Darius Slay. Like there's a lot of potential if Zach Wilson plays half of what he did in Kansas City that the Eagles lose.
We gonna find out. I'll definitely flip the spread.
Believe me later.
I'll definitely flip the spread a little bit there. But I guess going back to the Detroit Lions defense against the Tampa Bay offense, two things concern me. And actually, now that you brought up the fact that Brian Branch is out, definitely Chris Godwin and then
I didn't even that kind of clicked in my head as I was saying that.
And again, dude, like Will Harris is like a really cool guy, but if you guys like look back at the Packers game, is immediately in that third quarter when they had that little bit of breath and resurgence for the for the Packers, is when Branch went out and Chris Harris was in coverage. I mean, Will Harris was in coverage, and he was getting absolutely abused. And think about it this way too, like how bad Jordan Love's even looked. Like it's not a good look. There's that, and also Baker Mayfield, he's a runner, and the Detroit Lions struggle. No, I don't care. Detroit, no matter who's in the Detroit Lions defense have been struggling against running quarterbacks.
I mean, I don't know. Well, the one gleaming hope that I was you know better than anybody. Like, I am anti-Will Harris train. Like, I've said some outlandish things, downright disrespectful.
He's
but
good against the run.
He proved me wrong last week.
Yeah.
Like, he looked solid last week. So I think
the Panthers suck, bro. They're so bad with Bryce Young.
But it's just like at the end of the day, that's probably the best performance we've seen out of Will Harris. So he has some confidence going into this game. I'm sure he had absolutely zero going into most games.
I think last game was the first time that Bryce Young threw for 200 yards in his short-lived NFL career.
You're not wrong. And Adam Thielen went fucking crazy. But he made the tackles he needed to. When he was in position to make a tackle, he did.
I think Tracy Walker, Kirby Joseph will be key components for the Detroit Lions defense.
They have to be 100%. 100%.
Gonna be relying on Kirby to make up some big plays. But if you want to be fit to make big plays, where do you go, Lucas?
Where do I go? I go to Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is home of a judgment-free zone where anyone, and we mean anyone, even easy, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, a full-body workout in just 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all of these for just $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment. Now through October 13th, $1 down and $10 a month, and no commitment. That is Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
When it comes to your pet, don't settle. Shout out Sonny. Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Family owned and operated for over 30 years. 13 Metro Detroit locations, over 60 brands of food, the lowest prices in curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply, give your pet the best. Go make sure you visit them at www.premierpet.com. Premierpetsupply.com. That is Premier Pet. I hate those reads, man. They're absolutely brutal. I was never the best English student.
That's fine. History and English were mine.
Oh, I fuck with history.
Yeah, history's just story time.
It's just the easiest.
Literally just story time.
Yeah.
Like if you're failing history, you're a boring person. I don't know. Math sucked.
Math.
You said if you fail history, you're a boring person.
Yeah.
I thought you if you were no, bro. History was the shit.
Bro, shit was lit. You got to bro. The coolest, in my opinion, Alexander the Great.
Oh,
he was like 14 years old, conquering the world.
For sure.
Take some shit.
Probably did some majorly horrible things, but dude,
yeah,
like 14.
Who cares?
At 14,
he's a legend,
dude. He was like front row in battles, also, conquering the world. Like
imagine,
what?
think of an army of some the most savagest dudes. Most savage dudes at that time of the world too. Like you didn't really shower every day, or even the other day. You only showered when you got married in June. Seriously, just complete savages.
Yeah.
And as a 14-year-old, you held down the fort and commanded that fucking army. They had enough respect of you at 14 years of age. He was a G, bro.
Well, his voice was cracking. Bro was still going through puberty, dominating the world.
Let's get him. This sounds like some Lucas Klotz shit.
This sounds like some Lucas Klotz shit. They're one 5-star review.
When you're nothing but a coward.
5-star review on podcast platforms. I'm easy as Lucas Klotz. Spinmo Rex going. I don't know why I just called you Spinmo Rex, Chris. We got young Chris in the team.
What an honor.
JB smooth the ones and twos. We can't talk about the Detroit Lions defense versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. And I guess the only concerns for me is Will Harris now. and the face you're making. No, and the Baker Mayfield's run. Why'd you make a face at Baker Mayfield running, by the way? That's one of the few things he's good at.
It's just Baker Mayfield's a fucking joke to me, man. Like he's an NFL quarterback for NFL quarterback terms. Like it's the Baker Mayfield cycle. Like I'm sure people have seen it on social media where it's like plays good, proves the doubters wrong, doubles down, and then plays like shit, requests a trade from the team, gets traded. It's just a cycle, and this is going to be the game where I don't know, man. Like I just think you have Tristan Wirfs, legitimate tackle.
Yeah.
But they don't have another tackle. Like they really don't have anybody else on that offensive line. Like I think Lee McNeil, big game. You know, pressure him outside. Okay, there's Aiden Hutchinson just waiting. Like I'm sure he'll have a couple times, but I'm not like fearful of Baker Mayfield beating me with his feet.
No, that's just
it sounded fucking weird.
It's never. You into that kind of thing? Yeah. I'll pay you $1,000 to stomp on my face.
Jeff might have a Baker Mayfield foot fetish. I think Baker Mayfield is scared Jeff. He sounded scared.
I think you guys like take. This network has a foot fetish.
Well, because we break down games, you have to give like the strengths of the other team. You have to like this is what you have to worry about. What this fan base is part of it's Spinney's fault because he's like one of the ultimate trolls. But anytime you make a concern or like this is how they're going to beat you. Yeah. People like Spinney turn into a fear. It's not a fear, but if this team beats you, it's going to be through that way. Is it not? Is that not?
I feel like if he was going to get beat, it would be just sitting in the pocket and dicing up.
Baker Mayfield dicing up.
I think the way to like
he is hot right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like
he's got
it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if Baker Mayfield is just comfortable sitting in the pocket, I think that's how he beats you. But when he starts trying to be hero and just like the Baker Mayfield from the 2020 Browns, like I'll take it. Like that's when Baker Mayfield starts creating errors. Once Baker Mayfield gets confidence, he finds a way to lose it real quick. If you just make that man just sit in the pocket, that's when I'm scared because that's what's like, all right. Why are we not getting it? Why would like they can probably give it to Rashad White if he's not getting any pressure on him? You know what I mean? That's not going to be the case. I think Baker Mayfield is going to be running, just like Desmond Ridder and Jordan Love. I think if you let them just unprotected, just kind of sit back there with good playmakers.
See, I'm the opposite.
Okay.
Just you look at Baker Mayfield's career, you think of him as like the turnover machine, like throwing all the damn interceptions. When I look at him at his peak is when he's balling, like when he's just like in control. The way I look
define balling.
So the same way I view Jared Goff right now is like he has complete control of the offense. He knows where everybody is at every time. He knows his opportunities. We can run because he's not a scrambler. We know that, but he knows his opportunities to take those chances.
Yeah.
And that when Baker Mayfield's at his best is when he knows his opportunity to take those chances. I mean, you see him winning games right now. That's how Baker Mayfield's playing. When they win the playoff game with Cleveland, that's how he's been playing. He's not a precise pocket passer. That's not what he is. He's a baller. When shit breaks down, he makes shit work.
But he does so much stupid shit too.
He does. That's what I'm saying. Like in the pocket. That's why. Like in the pocket, he's more prone to doing stupid shit.
See, but the thing is just like when he gets out of the pocket, that's when Baker Mayfield starts doing the. I'm Baker fucking Mayfield. When he does that, that's when Baker looks fucking stupid.
That's like, when he balls. What do you mean?
It's one or the other. It's one or the other. And against his Lions defense, and I think with Aiden Hutchinson in his face, Alex Anzalone's been flying around the field like a madman.
The only game
he's getting, Mike Evans ain't 100%.
Yeah, again, Detroit Lions are going to win this game, but if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have any success, it's when the pocket breaks down, Baker Mayfield's going to find a Mike Evans or Chris Godwin down the field or just keeps the drive alive by scrambling in for whatever 6-7 yards he needs to get. But the Lions have cleaned up on that. I think part of it a little bit, too, is Charles Harris. I peeped it out during the Packers game because Jordan Love likes to scramble, too. And I think it was you and I we were watching together when I caught it or broke it down, whatever. It was like, Will Harris stopped pursuing the sack and just stopped and started filling gaps. So Jordan Love couldn't escape and just run the ball. And he was hurt last year. He started. It wasn't like the best of edge rush. He's still not even necessarily killing it in terms of pass rushing right now. But like,
he's solid.
It's the veteran leadership though. Like it's the brilliance of even like sacrificing the pursuit of the sack and just filling those rushing gaps. You know what I'm saying? Know your role,
doing
bro.
your job.
I mean, he's a veteran presence like that. I like to have that there. But we have on the sheet. We talked about the straight up offense versus defense. We talked about vice versa, Detroit Lions, whatever. I want to talk about this 1v1. I'll start it actually. Just give an example.
Okay.
Matchup I'm looking forward to just as a football guy. Aiden Hutchinson versus Tristan Wirfs.
It'll be fun.
That's going to be super fun to watch. I think obviously Aiden's in the premier level of pass rushers right now, but you get a true test right now because those premier edge rushers still get dubs against those premier pass blockers. So I'm excited to see Aiden Hutchinson versus Tristan Wirfs. Expectations of that 1v1. Like who's winning those?
Between Wirfs and Hutch?
Yeah.
Damn, it's going to be, I think...
50-50.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's not going to be, like, Aiden Hutchinson's not just going to be able to dominate him every time. Like, Tristan Wirfs, the fact that he already has a Super Bowl...
Plus, you got schemes where ages get doubled while
yeah,
Tristan
like, that's
Wirfs.
going to happen, yeah. But the fact that Tristan Wirfs already has a Super Bowl, like, the man's on pace to have a Hall of Fame type career. Chris's don't know, but, like, Tristan Wirfs, that's an all-pro caliber player going up against an all-pro caliber player. Like, there's going to be reps when Aiden Hutchinson wins. There's going to be reps when Tristan Wirfs wins. But that's what I'm saying. Like, Aleem McNeil, I think he has a big game. I think he steps up. And then you got Kamish has kind of been quiet. It's not like he's been bad. Like, he's been doing his job.
Like Charles Harris, like,
exactly.
know your role. Fill your gap. Know your assignment.
Selfless football.
Yes. When we lost him last year, John Kaminsky, there was a noticeable difference in the Detroit Lions pass rush. And Aiden Hutchinson kind of like, this is the beginning of the year. Obviously, he came on throughout the back half of the year, was standing up a little bit, hitting those spin moves. But, like, when Kamish was in there against the Commanders, Hutch had walk-in sacks. Like, that's like, he had the 3 sacks, but they weren't, like, him dominating his guy 1v1. It was, like, Kaminsky forcing, at that time, Carson Wentz, who's kind of like Baker Mayfield-esque, into Hutch's arms.
Yeah, that's facts. That's a good comp. Outside of, like, the Philadelphia era when he was born. Post-torn ACL, Carson Wentz is very close to Baker Mayfield. Just 6'4". 6'4" Baker Mayfield.
Dude, he was fucking sick. I thought he was going to come back. I thought when he went to the Colts, we'd see that resurgence.
No.
Because Frank Reich was there, too.
Carson Wentz is another one where it's just like,
he makes stupid decisions, too.
I'm like, he's just idiotic at that point. He's just like...
Still a free agent, too. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's done.
How the Jets not pick him up?
Watch the film. you're gonna plug
Zach
in
Wilson. Zach Wilson looks better than
at least Zach
year.
Wilson knows the offense. You know what I mean? Like, you're replacing an turnover riddled quarterback with another turnover riddled quarterback. One of them knows your system at least and has some chemistry with the receivers.
It's crazy. Wentz would definitely won the MVP if he carried on that year without getting hurt.
And even, like, the crazy thing is too, like, if you look at his stats sometimes, like, they don't look that bad.
No,
like his stats with the Colts, like, they didn't look that bad. But you, like, watched him, you're like, bro,
turnovers
what the
and
fuck?
decisions.
It's just crazy.
Dude was just walking into sacks constantly.
I don't know that because you said
it's like Chris in Wisconsin.
Sorry.
True. that was good. That was good.
Hey, yo! The fact that Laporta's out, like, I was so excited to watch Antoine Winfield on Sam Laporta.
He's playing. Laporta's playing.
I know, but it's just like, I don't think he's going to be 100%. Like, I don't really expect, at least I don't want to see a full workload out of Laporta. Like, God forbid Lions lose. You're 4-2. You know what I mean? Like, it's not worth risking Laporta right now. I don't know, man. I think I'm going to go... Because Carlton Davis, he's been okay. He's up and down. He battles with injuries a lot. Jamel Dean. You know, I honestly, probably thinking about it now, they're probably going to have Winfield and Amon-Ra in the slot a lot, if I had to guess. So that's where I'm going to go. Because those are two, like, similar players as far as just, like, pit bull type players where it's like, it's not like they're not talented players, but there's other caliber safeties, wide receivers that have more higher end talent.
Yeah.
But their worth ethic and just their football IQ puts them in the right spot. So I think if you have Antoine Winfield and Amon-Ra St. Brown, like, that's going to be a matchup that's worth watching, even in the run game. Because Amon-Ra, he loves fucking blocking, and that's what Antoine Winfield does best, is just sniffing the run game out and making an impact in it outside of the linebacking core. So, I mean, that's one that I'm definitely watching. I'm trying to think.
I got Detroit Lions offensive line. This one, I guess, it kind of ties into another one I got going on. I got Todd Bowles versus Ben Johnson, but more specifically in that, it's the Detroit Lions offensive line versus those zone blitz. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Todd Bowles likes to run. Like, you can say whatever you want about Todd Bowles. I know he hasn't been the best as a head coach. You'd be absolutely right. But as a defensive coordinator, he was Ben Johnson-esque on that side of the field. Yeah. Todd Bowles, what was he when he got the job before the Jets?
The Jets. He was with.
He defensive coordinator for Tampa. Was it Tampa?
No, because he's with. You might be right actually, because he went. I don't know if he went back to Tampa.
I'll look it up. Either way, Todd Bowles, phenomenal defensive coordinator, and those. Look at the Baker Mayfield. Jesus Christ, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You love Baker Mayfield.
You look at the sacks.
Love Baker Mayfield.
You look at the sack numbers they have. Vita Vea, I believe, is the only defensive lineman with them, and that's 3.5, which is pretty fucking good for the interior defensive line. But everyone else, you got Antoine Winfield with a couple. You got a couple of these young DBs with a couple of those things. The linebackers with those things. He just brings those exotic blitzes, and the Detroit Lions offensive line is obviously elite when he's going against the front four and whatever, like linebacker basic blitzes. But Todd Bowles, he spices up a little bit.
Yeah, he's that guy for sure. And I don't even think he's been that bad of a head coach. Like, you can say what you want about that last year with Brady, but it's like that was obviously the the downfall of Tom Brady that year. Like, it wasn't prime Tom Brady, and that whole offense was running off prime Tom Brady. Leonard Fournette fell off a cliff, decided to go to the buffet, ran all the way to the buffet, and then come back to the practice field looking in shape. So that was a struggle. They couldn't get a run game going, but I don't think he's a bad head coach. He's not a great one. But to your point, it is going to be interesting to see how he just manipulates his secondary, because that's the key to the game for them. If the secondary can play up to it, that's how you stop this Lions offense, in my opinion. You're not stopping David Montgomery in the Lions rushing game. You're not. It's just one of those things where it's inevitable. They're going to do their thing. If you can shut down the Lions receivers, that's when it gets a little iffy. So, I don't know, especially with Laporta hurt. That's definitely going to be a matchup.
He's with the Eagles and the Cards, and he became the head coach of the Jets.
Yeah, that's where the Cardinals. Yeah, he was with the Cardinals.
The defensive coordinator for the Buccaneers, which, remember the Buccaneers? I mean, obviously, Mahomes down a couple linemen in that game, but they dominated the Kansas City.
It would not have mattered. That Tampa Bay Buccaneers team was the best team in the NFL that year.
Stacked.
It was crazy.
Everyone went there to go get a ring.
It was like one of those teams where it was like the Rams, where it's just like studs everywhere. At every level of the field, they were just loaded.
And the rookies were balling. Antoine Winfield, that was his rookie year. But he had so many pieces ahead of him.
Threw up the deuces at Tyreek.
Yeah, it was...
I love that, because I wanted Antoine Winfield to be a Lion so bad. So bad.
Speaking of good defenses, tell us about Guardian Alarm.
Guardian Alarm! It's a new year, and let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. 24/7 professional monitoring. Call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone with you as long as needed. Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work, and people have been proven to care. Make sure you call them at 1-800-STAY-OUT. Call them at 1-800-STAY-OUT. Guardian Alarm. Yeah. Go to him, see him.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. How would you like to win not one, but two vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Best spot to go is Dispo. You want to know why? Your local campus plug. You want to know why? There's 12 locations across the great state of Michigan, and the first campus mall in the state of Michigan, located off 32 Mile and Van Dyke, is Dispo Romeo, and they're open till midnight, Monday through Friday, Sundays till 10. You know what I'm saying? It's Lord's Day. Don't get too wild. But if you guys can't make it there, they'll deliver to you too. Visit Dispo Shops, DISPOshops.com, and visit Dispo Dash to deliver to you. Might be JB pulling up on you.
He's been a steady, reliable piece for us, and I mean, that on the back end with the way everybody's growing on the front end, and, you know, having Tracy and Kirby, Jerry's been doing a good job. He's somebody that you don't have to worry about him handling his business. You don't have to worry about if he's going to be in the right position or, you know, mental errors aren't going to show up with this guy. You know, it's just, he's just dependable, you know, and he's no different than any other player. It doesn't mean it's going to be perfect, but he's always going to strive to be perfect. And we know exactly what he is. I know exactly what he is, and that gives me comfort.
I feel my dad.
So talking about Jerry, I'm assuming, obviously?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so, because he mentioned him for a split second. Yeah, you're talking about Jerry Jacobs for sure. But, I mean, that's exactly how I think Lions fans should feel. Like, outside of Week 3 against Seattle, make sure back Woodward heavyweights like the stream. But Jerry Jacobs, man, it's just one of those guys where if he's set up in a good position, he's going to perform. If he's set up in a position to fail, like every other NFL player, he's going to fail. But I have utmost confidence in him right now, especially how he's been playing the last 3 weeks. 3 weeks, 3 interceptions, I'll take it. I will take that.
Yeah, do you think? Because I mean, I had this conversation with you. Obviously, I had it spinning all week, but a lot of people wanting that extra DB. I know Patrick Surtain. You obviously want a Patrick Surtain no matter what, no matter who you have, no matter how good they're performing. But everyone's been like craving that extra DB. But I'm like, Jerry's been straight. Do we really? Is it a pressing matter to get somebody who's going to put him on the bench?
But it's just one of those things like, okay, Jerry's straight. What happens if something happens to Jerry? What happens if something happens to Cam Sutton?
So are you asking for a depth? Oh, he's talking about Cam Sutton. Berta says in Woodward Sports Chat.
Oh, okay, but.
Cam Sutton is fucking legit.
Well, either way, you can make the same argument. We can go to Cam Sutton a little bit, but sticking with it, like Jerry Jacobs, like I think they absolutely need depth. I think cornerbacks, DBs in general, just like defensive ends, their injuries are going to happen regardless, especially when you're running backwards for most of the game. Like your ligaments are not made to do that. Injuries are going to happen. You're going to have to ask to go up and make tackles on running backs. Jerry Jacobs has to be asked to go up and tackle Bijan Robinson in the open field. Like that stuff is going to create injuries, and it is always essential to make sure you're ready for that. So if there is a guy like Marcus Peters, like if you can go get a guy like trade for him for
I don't know why they didn't grab him in the offseason. He was a free agent.
Yeah, but I'm throwing a name out there. But like that's a perfect fit for him. Like with Aaron Glenn being a man-to-man type of guy, like if you can go out and get a Marcus Peters or somebody like that, a veteran that can just go plug and play, just get us through this little time period while we can get healthy, I think it's always essential to have a piece like that, especially in a cornerback room in the NFL in 2023.
What about Gilly? You think Gilly can step up?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say because it's just you haven't seen him. But like, if you have a guy like Stephen Gilmore, if you put him on this week, like if he has to step up and you got him on a guy like Mike Evans, you really trusting that? You comfortable with that?
He ain't tasked with that assignment.
But I'm saying like he's gonna like against Seattle, Jerry had to go man on man against DK Metcalf.
I mean, I know you and I both have this question, and neither of us can come up with the answer. But like, why aren't we seeing Chase Lucas in the slot? Why aren't we seeing Stephen Gilmore these nickel spots? Like I just for coverage reasons. Is it a run game thing? Will is good against the run. It's got to be that, right?
They just Will Harris has been there for so long, and it's one of those things where it's like they even come out and say like if you're not performing on the practice field, it's not saying that they're not. But Will Harris knows this scheme. Will Harris is balling out on the practice field probably every single day compared to the guys who are learning how to play in the NFL. So they trust to put him out there more. Aaron Glenn came out and said that Stephen Gilmore is going to see the field at some point.
Yeah.
But again, it's just like, when do you take that chance? Because if you're going to do that, like that's when people start questioning Aaron Glenn. Like if Stephen Gilmore goes out there and lays a dud, okay, now Aaron Glenn, he's back on the hot seat for the people that hated him. You know what I mean? Like it gives him another reason.
And this is not like a critique because you can't say too much about Aaron Glenn's performance as defensive coordinator this year. But like in these games where we've been up big, put him in.
Yeah.
Put Chase Lucas in.
Yeah.
Put Stephen Gilmore in. Let's see them. Let's figure out. And not just that, give them the experience, give them the taste, give them those reps against like starting wide receivers because these teams are still trying to come back and win. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't get the Chase Lucas thing, to be honest. Like I can understand the Stephen Gilmore, but Chase Lucas, man, like
nickel spot too.
He's been there for a minute. Like he's a guy that has a high motor, and yeah, exactly. Like I think does everything that Will Harris can do. He doesn't have the frame of Will Harris, but at the same time, like I think he's a little bit more talented player than Will Harris at this point.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of fair to say.
The one thing, Broderick Martin. Now, actually, he was not on that list today. Chris, you put up the inactive list from earlier in the show? Yep. Because every single week there has been a name on there that's actually I don't see it.
Yeah, Brian Branch, Amir Gibbs, Jonah Jackson, Donovan Knight, James Mitchell.
Martin might be getting a little bit of action this week.
Think so, bro?
Every other week has been on the list.
Question I have: what the fuck happened to Levi Onwuzurike?
I think the back injury's taking its toll.
Yeah,
it's definitely taking its toll.
You writing him off?
Yeah, I mean, even because to be honest with you, bro, I haven't even noticed if he's in the game.
That's what I'm
saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if he is, he's just a jag, just another guy. And in all due respect, I respect him for even just coming back from that back injury in the first place. That's a brutal position to play defensive line. I mean, you're in the trenches against the biggest guys on the field, and you're just getting demolished.
Not to mention that's a lot of weight to put on a back.
It's many car accidents every single play. You know what I'm saying? You already messed up back. Kudos to him for taking it, but I just don't know if we'll ever see him be the prospect he was supposed to be. Yeah. How do you feel about the Broderick Martin sitting out as a third round pick? By the way,
again,
as long as we're winning,
we're winning, exactly. And that's a guy that's project. He was Brad Holmes instantly came out and said this is a guy that's going to take a long time to develop, but I think it's all going to be worth it in the end. And we're at the very beginning. We see this defensive line balling out, so just let him develop, let him learn behind Isaiah Buggs, Ali McNeil, Benito Jones. Let him sit behind and learn. Even like John Kaminsky, let him develop that game. And there's no need to press him back, so just don't press him, you know what I mean? Let the guy learn, because once you do that, Like, he's playing out of Western Kentucky, man. You know what I mean? It's not like he was playing SEC guys. Like, he's got to get acclimated to the NFL. And if it's a game like this where Tampa Bay 3-1 team, throw him in there for a little bit, like you were saying, but I don't think he's in anywhere of a position to rely on him.
I'm trying to see the games that he's played this year. I'm looking at Levi and Zarique.
Yeah, I know he played for sure week 1.
Yeah, his 1 tackle on the season. So I gotta assume not too many games.
Yeah, that's maybe a name to watch around trade time.
Yeah, but who's really
somebody? Denver.
Yeah,
Denver. Somebody knew.
Yeah, slowly. Week 1 he was in there for 22 snaps. Week 2 14. Atlanta 9, and then Green Bay 10.
I bet that's what. I bet they were banking on Levi being better than Buggs. They're banking on their former second-round pick, and then when they're like, all right, that's probably why Buggs was sitting out. But obviously, I don't know that for sure. But
yeah,
it makes sense.
It does make sense. I saw some flashes in Broderick when I was there at camp because we actually got to see him with the pads on. First day in pads, first play is Broderick cracking. I think it was Montgomery in the backfield, and it was a thud. Mm-hmm. And the one thing I loved about Broderick is reminded me a little bit, and I guess a different scheme for the Detroit Lions here, but like no matter what, you love a Vita Vea sized guy. But when I was looking at Brock Martin, I was thinking like Vince Wilfork, just that big body Benz right there in the middle, commanding 2 human beings at a time. And I remember watching the tape on this guy too, Broderick Martin I'm talking about, and it's like I got so pissed because you see him so high up. And no matter what position, you always learn low man wins. I'm like, this guy's just standing straight up. But the one thing I didn't notice is like there's 2 human beings trying to move him while he's standing straight up, and he's going nowhere. So like, maybe that's like the prospect they saw in him.
There's probably like just little things like that. Like if you can see it,
yeah.
Aaron Glenn's going to see
round,
it.
Though? It was 3rd round investment. Like I don't know.
Just trust Holmes.
Are those guys that hard to come by? Those big body Benzes? I guess they kind of are.
I'm not going to get. I mean, I'm sure there was probably a little bit more polished defensive tackles, but they traded up for him for a reason, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, they traded up for him too, just to be inactive. I mean, again, winning games, not complaining, but just wondering like. It's crazy for Brad Holmes to have like the story of the pound on the table, like fucking get Aaron Donald. What the fuck are we doing? And then have like outside of Aleem, actually, we'll give him credit for Aleem, but like feels like swing and misses on early picks at the defensive tackle position.
Yeah, maybe they're. I mean, this is just me thinking out loud, but maybe they're like banking on Broderick to kind of be that dude when Aleem's contract starts coming up. You know what I mean? Or no, does Aleem's contract come up at the end of this year?
I think
either the end of this year or next year.
Next year. 4 years. It's 3rd year for these guys, right?
So probably the end of next year. I mean, that's what I could be like thinking about here is just like they're taking all these guys that are quote unquote project guys to just fill them right back in, and if they can't, okay, now we can draft another guy, we can go sign another guy. Like they'll be able to have a vision of like if that guy is meeting that point yet or not. Kind of the same thing with Hendon Hooker with Jared Goff. To your point, I just like you want to see where he is. You can do that with Broderick, and you can see, okay, Aleem's balling out. Is he worth the money or not? And you got a guy with Broderick who's got all these tools that Brad Holmes is talking about, so that gives him the flexibility to kind of press him.
Man, I was looking at PFF to get those snap numbers for Levi. And I looked up the guy. I wanted Keanu Benton out of Wisconsin.
Keanu Benton?
That's a big Keanu Benton guy.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm looking at his numbers. He's fucking tearing it up.
Where did he land?
He's in Pittsburgh. They picked him second round. But to be fair, if you're playing in the middle of freaking T.J. Watt and freaking Alex Highsmith, you're probably getting some favorable matchups for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But he's still a big body guy. I think this is like a random thing here. But anytime you're like scouting guys at the defensive line and linebacker positions, anytime I hear they're like a former wrestler, I'm like, I want that guy.
That guy.
He knows how to maneuver bodies out of his fucking
way. True
though,
because he was a wrestler like at Wisconsin too, wasn't he? Or was
for a little bit. Yeah, and he quit after his freshman year.
Big boy.
Shout out, that fucking dude. I couldn't even match.
Yeah, could you imagine trying to wrestle a dude like Keanu Benton?
That's literally why there's weight classes. Like,
and I could probably handle him, but
one might be scraping you off the fucking road. I don't know.
No.
Keanu Benton?
I'm taking him.
Jesus, man.
Pause.
You're taking it for sure. Easy, tell us about Mark White.
I'll tell you guys about Mark White, because whether you're buying or selling real estate, flexibility is key to success, and my guy Mark White offers it with a minute-by-minute listing agreement. Whether you're buying or selling, you cancel your listing agreement anytime for any reason with no penalty. Give him a call today. It's 248-290-8242, or visit him at markwhitesells.com.
Now, Lucas, tell us about Les Stanford.
Les Chevrolet.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? Well, let me tell you, you expand and offer more products for more people. This is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. The same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Ave just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today. Find the brand you want at lesstanford.com. Check them out.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
At the Academy of Warren, they have a brand new state-of-the-art sports dome field house that has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field, which can also be used for 7-on-7 football. At the Academy of Warren, it features kindergarten through 8th grade with AM and PM latchkey, smaller classroom sizes, a learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, and so much more. The Academy of Warren is right now accepting new enrollment, so go and check them out online today at theacademyofwarren.net. Now, back to the heavies.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to Water Heavyweights live on WoodSports.com. This is typically our pick'em segment, but Spitty has a great value. He usually picks the games, so I'm gonna make a chart.
Okay.
We're gonna pick 7 games.
I'll pick for Spenny, both ball
and
knowers.
Actually, Spenny's been in the hot dog suit 2 weeks in a row.
Well, I'll change it around for him.
And I think it's only fair because I love having you on the show too. That if you let him down and you come in last, you have to make an appearance Monday in the hot dog suit.
I mean, I don't have to.
Are you?
I'll be down.
Oh,
though.
actually, you're not gonna be here Monday.
Oh yeah, facts. I'll be going back to Cleveland.
Come back Thursday or Friday.
Shout out.
We'll figure it out. I'll let you off the hook for that one.
Coming.
How about this?
Those are some very straight lines, by the way. I'm proud of you, showing your artistic ability.
Thank you. My autistic ability. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me hit the line.
Got it across now?
Yeah, I got to do one across. And then I'm going to fold it into a
It's going to
goose.
take us 7 minutes just to get this grid
How about
right.
this? While we do this, because I can do both if you want. There is a Jared Goff video in there. And I know you and I are opposite sides of the aisle of this polarizing
you hate
topic.
Goff? I'm a supporter of him right now.
I don't hate him. I don't hate him.
Man.
I don't know.
I don't know if he's the future. I don't know.
I just don't know if he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Is this a Super Bowl winning roster, though?
I think it can be.
And does this roster believe in Jared Goff?
I mean, they have to.
And do you think he's let him down so far? Or do you think he's entering that evil arc where he's done with all the fucking bullshit of being, it's Jared Goff, mid-Goff. Like, he's tired of hearing that shit, man. I'm telling you. I think he's...
No, he's 100% tired of hearing that shit. This is the best version, dare I say, maybe the most confident version of Jared Goff.
You dare say it. It is, without a doubt.
It absolutely is. So, I can't deny any of those things. He's been balling out of his mind. And again, when I say balling, I'm not...
Shot calling.
I'm not and all due respect to my guy Flannel Sam, I fucking love him. I'm not just going off of numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm going off of how you're playing the game, how you're manipulating these defenses.
Doesn't throw a pretty enough spiral.
That too. Yeah, he throws some wobblers. But one thing I noticed too, he never learned to call his own protections with LA. That was never a thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was Mark Brunell when he found that shit out. He was like, "What the fuck?" You know what I'm saying? And Mark Brunell's a former quarterback too, so they made sure that he went through that growing pains here. Him and Ben Johnson, and he's been doing it. And by the way, he's not just doing it for himself. He's doing it in the run game too. He hits the line. He's calling out the mic. He's calling out the will because you're talking about the hat on hat. You want your blockers to know who their assignment is.
Yeah.
Your quarterbacks can call it out when he gets the line. 56 to Mike. 56 to Mike. 57 Will. You know what I'm saying? And here comes Dave Montgomery. Omaha. So he has definitely a little bit more control. I guess we don't have to play this video because it's kind of scantless. I do feel bad. He has been balling, but
you look.
What do you don't play it? I want to hear it now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bad.
You look.
I don't even like what was being said.
All right, play it.
Okay, this guy easy loves this. Don't let him fool you.
And I was screaming from the rooftops that the Rams should not pay Jared Goff. They should not do it, and they did it anyway. Not that they'd listen to me. Maybe they wish they had. They came to the conclusion they're not going to win Super Bowl with Jared Goff. And for now, the Lions aren't even having that question. They're They're not audacious enough to think about getting to the Super Bowl and winning it. But once they start getting close to it and Jared Goff does a Jared Goff thing, that's when the fans and the team are going to start thinking, if we want to get all the way to the top of the mountain, I mean, we know which quarterbacks go where. We know which ones can take a team to the top of the mountain and which ones fall in the Kirk Cousins band. Jared Goff's right there in the Kirk Cousins band. He's not going to take you to the top of the mountain. Jimmy Garoppolo's in that band too. Dak Prescott may be in that band as well. He's not going to get you where you're trying to go. For now, the Lions don't care. For Mayfield, the Bucs are just glad to be relevant post Tom Brady. But he's the one who's trying to prove himself, get the contract he's never gotten, rebuild his career. And I like what the Bucs are doing. I like what Mayfield's doing. As I said in the last segment, I think the Bucs are going to win the game.
All right, Mike Florio, you fucking douchebag. Let me rewind history for a second. And we don't got to get into the context behind it. I'm just yes or no. Has Jared Goff been in an NFC Championship game before?
Yes.
Has he won an NFC Championship game before? So he's taken his team to that place. Has Jared Goff been in a Super Bowl before?
Yes.
And would you argue, and I'll even make this case for you, would you say a huge part is because of the roster that they have?
Absolutely.
And would you say that the Detroit Lions have a very talented roster right now?
Oh, do I say that? Yeah. I thought you were continuing the question.
He's drawing. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Like a very, very talented offense. Would you say that the Detroit Lions have a good defense right now?
Yes.
Would you say that the Detroit Lions have good management right now?
Absolutely.
Would you say that the Detroit Lions have good coaching right now?
Absolutely.
So the air for everything that he just said, let alone the fact that he just said that the Bucs are going to beat him, tells you everything you need to know. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm sorry. He just doesn't. I'm not saying Jared Goff is a world beater that's going to carry your team to the Super Bowl every year. But if Jared Goff is in a good situation, he can no doubt take you to the Super Bowl. Oh, I'm sorry. He faced Tom Brady and Bill Belichick in the Super Bowl. How many times has a quarterback lost to them? Damn near every time, pretty much. I mean, obviously, Brady's lost some Super Bowls, but Tom Brady is the best playoff performer. Bill Belichick, the best playoff coach in NFL history, and he lost to him. Are you shocked? No, he was on his rookie contract still. Jared Goff is better than he was then. He's in a similar situation, and to say that he can't take you there is just flat out ignorant because he's already done it in his career.
Yeah,
I don't know how you can say that.
He's also a Minnesota Vikings fan.
But
I'm with you.
Kirk Cousins, like, he's already done more than Kirk Cousins will ever do in his fucking career. He already has. Kirk Cousins will never make it to an NFC Championship game. Never. Jared Goff has already done it. He's going to do it again in Detroit. He will. I have full confidence in him to do that. And it's not based off hope. It's based off what I've seen this year. He has beaten Patrick Mahomes. He has went into Arrowhead and beaten Patrick Mahomes. He's went into Lambeau Field and beaten the Packers. You can say what they want about Jordan Love and anything, but for a Lions quarterback to do that, obviously the times are different.
Yeah.
He just put up 42 points, whatever it was, without Amon-Ra St. Brown. He had 4 touchdowns without Amon-Ra St. Brown.
God bless
his
Ben Johnson.
number 1 wide receiver. So I'm sorry. To say that, it's just ignorant.
It's again, I felt it was like vicious just because, like you said, he's already done it. But I understand, I guess, where people of that ilk come from, just because I have no problem saying Jared Goff is good. I've never had any issue saying Jared Goff is good. That's why when people try to hit the comment section and be like, admit you were wrong. Brother, I predicted the Detroit Lions record last year based off the weaponry and play calling of Ben Johnson. Jared Goff, when you put him in situations like that, he's going to succeed. You are going to. But I think what it comes down to for me, and anyone, ball knowers, I'll go that far, is like there's like that, it's a second tier.
And you're saying Goff?
Yeah, and there's a tier up.
Yeah.
And those are the guys like you have a Super Bowl conversation every single year. It takes like a team like the Detroit Lions have right now and the LA Rams had back then to like put Jared Goff in those Super Bowl conversations. So I get where he's coming from that, but he's a little bit more disrespectful than it needed to be.
Yeah, and I don't think because especially like what Spenny and Neil when they were going at it the other day, like I'm not saying that Jared Goff is Josh Allen. I'm not saying Jared Goff is Trevor Lawrence. But I am saying, like you said, Jared Goff is a very good fucking quarterback. Mm-hmm. And if you have a very good quarterback with great weapons around him, they're going to succeed. When's the only time I can think about is like Phillip Rivers with the Chargers when they had the number 1 ranked defense and the number 1 ranked offense and they just missed the playoffs. Yeah. You know why? Coaching. They have 2 head coaches waiting to be in Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson, and they have arguably the coach of the year in Dan Campbell. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not saying Dan Campbell's going to, but he's in that conversation. What hill are you? You're standing on a hill that isn't there, my friend. I'm sorry, it's just not there.
Yeah.
Get back in the books. If you want to say that, that's fine. But I would recommend coming with different points, not make yourself look like a biased Vikings fan and making an ass out of yourself.
Do you think Jared Goff can win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, I do. I truly do.
Is it with the Detroit?
I wouldn't be like guaranteeing it, but I think Jared Goff absolutely. He gives this team a chance, especially if the 49ers somehow just have a sleeper game in the NFC playoffs somehow, like that, wide open. The Lions are going to get better next year. I definitely see it. But outdoor equipment, Chris?
No, sir. No, sir. Glorious Cannabis.
Oh, glorious.
Glorious. This is where we need to be. So, Glorious Cannabis is just in time for football. They are back with a new ice water bubble hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It smells so good, it's like the whiff of the first playoff win in 31 years. It's a gassy, aggressive strain named in honor of Easy. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, you are missing out. They are so smooth. Find them at Dispo Dispensary, and you can get them 25% off using the code Woodward. Again, that's Woodward for 25% off at gloriouscanna.com.
Glorious! Come hang with the Woodward Sports Crew all throughout football season on Saturdays and Sundays. Join our college football and Detroit Lions live watch parties.
Inside the 5, caught, end zone, touchdown Detroit Lions!
With money on the line. Featuring different special guests and surprises. Start times will vary depending on the game. Only on our Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Your childhood may be over, but playtime is not. Outdoor Equipment Company is your source of outdoor power equipment sales, service, and parts, carrying top brands such as Bad Boy, LS Tractor, Steel, and more. Servicing the Great Lakes region with locations in Metro Detroit and Greater Lansing. For more information, visit us at OutdoorEquipCo.com. OutdoorEquipCo.com, your local power equipment playground.
Welcome back to WoodwardSports.com. You're watching the Woodward Heavyweights. I am the ball knower. So much ball knowing. I just go ball with the ball, the dang, dig it. And I got the proof.
You can't just crown yourself.
Because, I can cry. I've been crowned. Undefeated. Never lost. As we do this pick'em segment, Lucas.
Malik Willis.
Every week. That's not me. That's Neil. That's Spinny.
Spinny?
Every week. Oh, yeah. Neil Rule and Spinny.
This
Anybody that's in the chat that listens to BDE and you hear Neil spouting off the mouth when it comes to like the quarterbacks, type it in the YouTube machine. Woodward Sports, Malik Willis, and look what thumbnail comes up. Look what videos come up. It's Mr. Neil Rule. He rides the wind. Don't let him get you. Ride with the wind, Bullseye.
Ride it down.
Proof though, your boy wears a crown around these pieces because we had the hot dog suit pick 'em every single week. Chris, how many times I won that hot dog suit?
Too many to count.
None. 0. Never lost. So Lucas.
Okay.
You have an opportunity to beat me.
Never lost.
To truly wear the crown. To have something on it.
Okay.
We're doing pick 'em. 7 games with 1 lock.
Gauntlet.
Every game's worth 1 point except your lock is worth 2.
Okay.
All right, we're starting off.
And hot dog suit is what? Just whoever loses that.
Whoever has the worst
last.
record. Yeah,
Okay.
whoever has the worst record.
Okay.
All right. Drop some music, JB. We're starting off with the Baltimore Ravens visiting the Tennessee Titans.
Okay.
Who you got?
It's in Tennessee?
In Tennessee.
Now this is tough because I'm going to go Baltimore. They'll bounce back, but that's a game that I'm kind of like,
I know.
Because Tennessee always just plays Baltimore tough.
Chris?
Yeah. I actually wanted to go Tennessee, but I think Baltimore. I think they need this one. I think they really need it.
JB Smooth.
Oh, give me Baltimore.
Yeah.
Hands down. They bounce back.
Yeah, I got Baltimore too. They need a bounce back game.
Wow.
It was an ugly loss last week.
It's like the most
to the
AFC
Steelers.
North game in the
It was, but I love them. When defense, this game, there was a lot of drops by the Baltimore receivers.
Yeah.
Although Joey Porter Jr. locked up Odell. That was.
Odell's cooked.
Odell's
He's been cooked. Yeah, after that Super Bowl.
It blows my mind. And I don't know if it's like an agent thing, but like the fact that Odell got picked up so quickly and then got like a nice contract. I think he's like 16 or 12 to 16 million. And then D Hop was just getting like mad disrespect when he was on the open market. Blows my fucking mind.
Yeah, my lord.
Blows
and have
my
him go to
mind.
fucking Tennessee of all places and Ryan Tannehill.
Man.
Oh, they're in London.
Oh, they're in London. That's a 9:30 game.
Yeah, okay.
Ooh,
I'm
does that
definitely
change
going with
anything for you?
Baltimore then.
Okay.
Ryan Tannehill in London on
not a true
jet
home game.
lag. Derrick Henry's falling off a cliff slowly but surely. Still okay, but he's not the Derrick Henry of old. Yeah, I'm going to go with Baltimore. It makes me more confident.
I think Spears might even have more carries on him right now. Second game on the sheet. The Washington Commanders versus the Atlanta Falcons. Mid-on-mid crime. Who you got?
My boy Sam Howell against Desmond Ritter. Oh, my God. This is
tough.
Wait, it's in Atlanta?
It's in Atlanta.
I'm going to go Atlanta then. I'm going to go
Okay.
Atlanta. I think their defense is all right.
All right.
Yeah, it's for Desmond Ritter that scares me. I like Sam Howell too. You know that. I'm going Atlanta though.
Chris?
Ooh, see, I'm going with the Durs. I just feel like they're inconsistent, but their highs have shown me way more than Atlanta all season. So I'm rocking with them. I'm not confident in it, but I'm rocking with it.
I got it. That's fair. JB?
Give me the Durs as well. I know Desmond
The
Ritter.
Durs.
Yeah.
That's what we call
I know
him.
Desmond Ritter's undefeated at home, but I think this will be his first loss here.
I didn't even know that.
Atlanta is like one of the tough like home field. That I think they do
Yeah,
pretty
it's
well.
underrated. Atlanta fans go crazy.
They
bro.
do go crazy. He's definitely underrated. Desmond Ritter undefeated there for a reason. But I think Sam Howell's got enough to make it work out. I'm going with Durs.
I'm happy with that
Going
pick.
Durs.
You know I like Sam Howell.
Yeah, he has a lot of weapons to work with. You know,
Just lost to the Bears though.
huh?
They just lost to the Bears.
But Justin Fields is playing out of his fucking mind.
In fact, and DJ Moore was at his career game.
All right. Next game up, Minnesota visiting the Chicago Bears.
Oh,
Mid-on-mid
God.
crime.
Why
The
do we
Lions,
care?
the Suns.
No Justin Jefferson though.
No Justin Jefferson. Ooh, I would have picked a different game then. But
Oh God.
can I go first?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm taking the Bears.
Are you?
I think so.
No Khalil
Justin
Herbert or Roshan Johnson for the Bears either. They're missing both of their top
I
running
did
backs. So it's going to be
forget
Deontay Foreman. Dante Foreman, however you want to say it.
Ooh.
Broner! Oh, should I
Broner's in the
start?
building!
Wait, should I start? Dante Foreman, I have him in a
Chris,
league.
ask him after the show, goddammit. We're going to pick him. Oh, fuck. I kind of want to change my answer now. Go Chicago. I'm going Chicago. Fuck it.
You going Chicago?
Yeah, I'm going Chicago.
It's gonna be. I'm going Minnesota. I think
Okay.
KJ Osborne's gonna ball out. I think KJ
I
Osborne's
have
a
him
very
too.
underrated wide receiver.
Yeah.
KJ Osborne, start him.
Yeah.
TJ Hawkinson's gonna eat. I think Alexander Madison's gonna be okay.
Mm.
It's just I don't think he's gonna be shit in the bed.
Matty, are you okay? Are you
Are you
okay?
okay?
Are you okay, Matty? Chris?
Man, I gotta go the Vikings.
Vikings?
I gotta go the Vikings. I don't love this game at all.
I obviously like anti everything that's not Detroit Lions when it comes to the NFC North, but I do want to visit. What's their stadium called in Minnesota?
M&T Bank, is that it?
Some, but
I don't know.
I want to hear the horn.
They do, yeah.
The horn. The horn.
That shit's obnoxious.
That shit's
It's like the
lit,
Carolina
though.
Panthers whenever they get a first down. It's like
No, that's obnoxious. Vikings like conquered shit. It's kind of lit. JB.
I guess give me the Vikings on this one. I'm not confident in either one of these teams, if I'm honest.
It's a tough one, man.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Give me the Vikings.
Seattle Seahawks at Cincinnati. Lucas.
I'm gonna go Seahawks. Go
Okay.
Seahawks. I love Joe Burrow. Oh, it's at Cincinnati too. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm still
Let me
go.
double check that
I'm gonna
one.
still go with Seattle. T.
That
Higgins, he's gonna be
one.
playing hurt. Bengals have been looking behind the 8 ball. Devon Witherspoon looks like he's a stud, so they got Tariq Woolen right next to him. Yeah, I'm going Seattle.
It's at
Okay.
Cincy, by the way.
Yep. I'm kind of surprised by your pick.
I am, but I just gotta be real. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think the Bengals are what they're the same thing as like the Eagles, but on like a way worse level. Like, they're just both sides aren't clicking.
I power rank the Seahawks over the Lions just because they beat us and they're a good team and kind of respect them. I might end up picking them
Can't
too.
be
Chris?
mad at you, but I can't be happy at you either.
I know. I gotta do what I gotta do. I call how I see it.
Not a ball north.
This is tough. I'm gonna go Cincy.
Cincy?
I'm going to go Cincy. I'm not ready to bury Joe Burrow yet. I think the healthier he gets as the season progresses, that this team will look better and better. They may not be the contender they were, but they're definitely a good team, and they should get this one at home. They need this one.
JB Smooth?
Give me the Bengals on this one. I'm not ready to bury Joe Burrow either just yet, but this will definitely be the true test if they can get the win here. So give me Bengals.
This is so tough, man, because I feel like after last week, the Bengals are probably going to be on a little bit of a roll after going off against the Cardinals. But Seattle's coming off the bye week. I really respect Pete Carroll as a coach.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Dude, anybody locking this would be crazy.
I'm going to go Seattle.
Yeah.
I really wanted to go Cincy there, but
if Cincy starts off slow at all, that game's going to get ugly.
Yeah. A K9.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. Arizona versus the Los Angeles Rams.
Ooh. Oh, Rams. That's my lock.
John Gannon's been balling.
Yeah, but Sean McVay.
Do I give him the lock? It's supposed to be JB's turn. I'll give you the lock. JB, we're going to lock that one?
No, I wasn't going to lock that one. But
we're locking it. You got LAR?
Yeah.
Los Angeles Rams?
Yeah.
All right.
Especially no James Conner. Oh, my God. Yeah.
Yeah. Forgot about that. Chris?
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams as well. I'm just always going to pick against the Cardinals. I don't care. I just don't think they're good.
Somewhat respectful now.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
It's the Rams for me too.
If Connor was healthy, I might talk a little bit of Arizona.
Over your hero, Matthew Stafford.
He ain't my hero.
They got Cooper Kupp back too.
People think I'm a golf. I don't like paying quarterbacks a lot of money. That's why I was kind of happy with the Stafford trade too. I've been wanting the Stafford trade.
At least
going LA though.
We can have common ground there. We can have common ground.
Who's a better quarterback, Matthew Stafford or Jared Goff?
Talent wise?
Yeah.
Stafford for sure.
Okay, cool. I just had to test your ball knower skills there. Dallas Cowboys versus the Los Angeles Chargers. That's my game of the week.
God, yeah.
I cannot wait to watch this
What
one.
is it, Sunday night football too?
I
see that's on Monday.
Monday night
football?
Oh,
it's Monday night?
Yeah, that's a Monday night
game.
game.
Going to be fuck, and of course I'm going to be out of town. My God. Trying to think about injuries. Eckler.
Oh yeah,
playing, but he's going to be.
Oh no, that one's 4:30. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong one. Never mind.
Damn. Oh, Kellen Moore just came over from the Cowboys. Now Herbert's OC. Think, regardless, Chargers gonna be putting up points. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah.
Give me the Chargers. Fuck
Chris?
the Cowboys too.
You know what? I feel nasty saying this. I want the
Cowboys.
I don't want the Cowboys, but I'm picking the Cowboys because I just feel like that coach over there and the Chargers, like that's going to cost them the game. Yep, Staley's going to do his thing.
JB,
he's going to throw the game. He throws every other game.
Yeah,
Stanley's got to stay smart in this one. Give me the Chargers.
The Chargers. I also have the Chargers. Dallas. They got a lot of offensive firepower in Dallas.
But they're banged
coming
up
off
in
an
the
ass
secondary.
whooping too, so Dallas might be coming with it.
But they're hurt.
Yeah.
Bland's out, I'm pretty sure. Leighton Vander Esch dealing with an
It's
injury.
the perfect balance out though, because like Dallas can't defend the run. They're a great defense, but against the pass, hurt on the pass. But the Chargers, that's all they're gonna do is pass the fucking ball. So it's like,
yeah, and they can just if they want to run the ball, all they gotta do is check it down to Eckler for an extension of that.
Yeah, but the Cowboys' defense, our offense has been so bad this year, like putrid in my opinion.
Yeah, and they got
with what they got.
Khalil Mack's obviously showing he's still got some left in the tank.
Yeah.
Joey Bosa is having a quietly good season.
Chargers
Sante Samuel Jr. They got J.C. Jackson out of there, so they're just going with chemistry at this point. Derwin James.
Final pick.
Derwin James is gonna kill Tony Pollard.
Lions versus Tampa Bay. I'm not even gonna go around with this one. Is that
Lock it
we all
in.
taking Lions in the room?
Yeah.
All taking Lions in the room.
I'll lock it if Chris doesn't.
JB got technically first lock.
JB,
I'm locking the Lions.
Game is rigged,
You locking up Lions?
Yep.
Chris, who you locking up?
I was gonna lock up the Lions, but this game is rigged against me. So
this game is rigged against me.
It is. It's been established. But what are my options for locks?
Chris, you got Baltimore Ravens, the Durs, Minnesota Vikings, Cincinnati Bengals,
Rams,
and Dallas Cowboys. That's your options.
I don't like any of those. Lock the Vikings.
Lock the Vikings?
Yeah. F the Bears.
Lucas, you lock the Rams?
Yeah, it's not even a question. That's the clear lock, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Vikings?
I'm gonna lock the Chargers.
Okay.
I'm gonna lock the Chargers. Although it might be like somewhat of a away game for them, even though it's at home, because Dallas fans
prime
travel.
time.
I feel like this is one of the
SoFi.
most sketchiest weeks we've ever done for pick.
Last week was super sketchy.
Last week?
No, I was confident last week.
Oh, I was not confident last week. Still survived. That is it for us. I'm Easy at SpeakEasy Sports _. Just type in Lucas Platty.
It's the heavyweight.
At the real Chris Platty. At JB up next. Matthew Broder and Booner coming up next. Make sure you guys tune in for that one Sunday 8 to 10. We out this bad boy. Hit that like button.
Go Pistons.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.